Right then, I think everything on my end is good. So just let me know in the chat if you're in and everything's coming through well. I'm back in good old Blighty in England after being in Athens. I picked this up along the way, a boxing glove, a little memento souvenir, if you will, from my time there. It came as a pack of 2. Gave it to my other friend, but I thought I didn't see anything boxing related at all in Greece until I came across one of these shops in the flea market. I think it was Monastiraki. If anyone's ever been to Athens, picked this up and pretty cool. I thought it was. Gave the other one to my friend. Last King of Scotland says, "Cool, bro." So, Last King of Scotland, it's great to see you here. Obviously, I saw you on the undercard chat for the undercard of these fights. You said you said in that chat, and you said in this chat, you've put 50 bones on Lomachenko to end it in between 7 and 12. How much does that return you? Because that's a big call. I imagine the return must be pretty big for you to have taken that bet. Let me know how much you stand to win. I'm not a betting man myself. I said it in one of my videos before for the contender division. When they risked or betted on Alfonso Gomez to beat Peter Manfredo. I'm not a betting man at all. I told you about my experience at the casino. I don't bet, but fair play to you. I hope for you it comes through and you have a great night out or whatever you spend it on. You enjoy your winnings, but hopefully it comes through for you. That would be good. 200 quid, not bad at all. So I assume with that bet of 50 quid on 7 to 12, you believe that will end late as well, not just that you were putting the bet down just as a bet. Is that your actual prediction as well? As we're waiting for some people to come through, hopefully we'll have a decent turnout tonight. We'll just go through the undercard one by one very quickly while we're waiting for the fight. Obviously Povetkin and Fury, as well as Lomachenko and Campbell. As you can see, if you've got it on alongside with me, it's Charlie Edwards versus Martinez. I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I don't know too much about him. I've read in some of the circles and I've heard from some people as well that they believe Martinez is a lot more of a tougher opponent than people give Martinez credit for, and there could be maybe a quote-unquote upset, or it's a lot closer fight than people maybe seem to think it is. I haven't had my eye on it just yet, but I'll have a look at that. It seems competitive from the off, but hopefully it kind of like livens up. I love these kind of lower weights there. You can get like a barrage of punches and there's like kind of non-stop action. I like seeing that sort of stuff when it comes to boxing. So maybe it will pick up kind of thing. Tommy Temper, big up Mr. Ames with a boxing glove. Good to see you in here, Tommy. Tommy's a great guy, great supporter. Good to see you here. Let me know your prediction as well, Tommy, of what you think for both Fury and Povetkin, and as well the main event, Lomachenko versus Campbell. Last King of Scotland says, yeah, hopefully Luke makes a good fight of it, but it will be tough. I echo pretty much the same sort of thing. It's going to be really tough. It's such a big ask. Like, I'll get to it when I give you kind of my preview and prediction of it. But it's the quote is levels. The cliche is levels, and this is whenever I think this is probably the most apt of seeing the word levels used, because Campbell's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but Lomachenko's just a great fighter who's in his prime at the moment, and I just see him being too much. I actually see this as a blowout. I see this inside 4. I wavered a tiny bit in saying inside 5, but I think it's inside 4. I'll just start off with the plugs, obviously. If you're new here, drop a like as it helps with the visibility of the channel, as well as me growing. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new here. It'd be great to have you on board. I know Tommy Temper subscribed, Last King of Scotland. Don't know if you are. If you are, thank you, and this is your welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Great to have you here. Had you here, obviously here last week, I think it was, as well, interacting with us chat. It was good to see you in here. So let's have a look at, obviously, a couple of the undercard fights. We'll get to Buatsi. Last King of Scotland said that Buatsi was poor. The first fight that was on was Atif Shafiq versus James Tennyson. That was for the WBA International Lightweight title. James Tennyson coming in at 24-3 and Atif Shafiq coming in at 21-2, with the winner going on to compete for the British Lightweight crown. If you haven't seen the fight, go see it, because it only goes 2 rounds, so you're not losing too much of your time. And you will see pretty much this. Click off if you don't want spoilers, because it goes 2 rounds. It's well worth a watch, and then come back, obviously. But if you if you don't mind the spoilers for it, then I'm gonna go ahead in 3, 2, 1. So in the first round, it was kind of like a feeling out round of sorts, but I thought that Shafiq was boxing well. I thought that also he took that into round 2. Come round 2, right? Edwards is down. Edwards is down off a body shot. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt that. He looks in real big trouble. Last minute of the third round. I don't think he's going to get up. It's 7, 8, 9. He's shaking his head. It's done. It's over. So that was the upset that people, quote unquote upset, the difficult fight that people were saying it was. Martinez shocks, I suppose it is. Charlie Edwards with a vicious body shot. I thought coming into the fight that Charlie Edwards looked really drawn in terms of his weight. He looked visibly gaunt, a different kind of person from the... He's crying, he's in tears, he's in absolute tears. Oh, it's terrible to see, actually. Yeah, he looked really gaunt. He looks better now, obviously, but the day before he looked weight drawn, and when you're in that sort of state and you go to the body, that kind of thing will happen. I didn't see it, I just saw him drop to the floor, so I want to see the replay back. But Martinez, I shocked it. I don't know too much about it, but I guess it is a shock. Especially with obviously Charlie Edwards being the home fighter. He finishes it. A great finish from him. Here we go. I'm getting a replay now. Left shot to the body, then a right, a couple of lefts, 3 uppercuts, then a left, then a right. Just a barrage of punches. He mixes it up with the lefts and rights to the body. He keeps throwing his volume. He's overwhelmed. Is Charlie Edwards. Yeah. It's the last shot. Oh, right, okay. That's a foul. That's a... Charlie Edwards is down. And I'm sure you guys have seen this. You're probably ahead of me. Charlie Edwards is down on the floor. It's completely obvious. Then Martinez hits a left hook to the body whilst he's down. That's... How are they gonna... Is that a disqualification? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Edwards is down and out. It's his last King of Scotland. These Eddie Hearn hype jobs are getting exposed all over the place. Not sure just yet, last King of Scotland, because I don't know if this knockout as such will stand. So I'm going to lower myself down a bit because I don't want your ears exploding. But this is obviously very controversial. Whether they'll continue with this being like a disqualification. But that to me, he's clearly down and he's clearly hit him after he's down. So we're just going to see how this develops. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my my Coke as well. Coke is the drink of the day. Drink of the night even. Oh, okay, it's here we go. Eddie's got his arms folded. He's not happy. He's gonna have a lot to say here, last King of Scotland. You just know it. Look at the body language on him. He's not happy. Boos are raining in. Boos are raining in from the crowd. Yep, they're giving him the victory. Do they appeal in that case? I don't know, but they've given it to Martinez as the last. I believe it's the last King of Scotland. Is saying yeah, they're giving it to Martinez. 3rd round knockout. It was late for me. It was late. Yeah, fine. Martinez was Charlie Edwards was down, but that was really late. There's no like bones about it. There's no contention about it. So yeah, I think they'll look to overturn that, and maybe that'll get played back. Charlie Edwards was obviously in trouble. Yeah, I've got the ESPN thing up here, so they're calling it like late, calling it a foul. Timothy Bradley. I like Timothy Bradley as a commentator. He says Charlie Edwards probably doesn't want to deal with someone like Martinez, and that's probably true. It looked like he was doing really well. But yeah, Edwards looks visibly disappointed. I'm just going to listen into this this post-fight interview here, see what he says about it. Well, we can't listen in at the moment on my end. They've got the interview up, but the audio is not coming through, which is really disappointing. Hopefully they fix that. contentious. I think that might get overturned, you know, and then maybe they rerun that back if we wants that fight back again. I can hear the applause coming through, which is good from the crowd. They were obviously booing. Let me know what you guys thought. If you thought that, if you think this fight should be kind of overturned, or it shouldn't be the decision given to Martinez because of that late blow. I don't think Charlie Edwards, you know, made the most of that either. So, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, with this obviously ended early in the third round, as did the Atif Shafiq versus James Tennyson fight. It's come the second round, and I believe Shafiq said this previewing the fight that he'd seen Tennyson get hurt to the body, and he started to hit a few good shots to the body. Then he got out of the range and he did that a couple of times and was looking actually pretty good. Then Tennyson in the second round was backing Shafiq up towards the ropes. Shafiq looked like okay. He was leaning on the ropes, clinching, doing things you need to avoid punches if you're going to stay on the ropes. Obviously, best thing to do is not be caught on the ropes. But he was there. He was doing his thing and looking to avoid those punches. But as he was coming off of leaning on the ropes, Tennyson hit a sweet left hook, which had him out. And unfortunately, he was hunched over on the ropes, but still standing. I'm just getting a replay through, and it's so late. It's so late. It's like egregiously late, ridiculously late. Is that punch? I'm gonna have to hear this back at some later on after the stream. What Charlie was just saying, but yeah, this for my money, for me, I'm gonna say that this should be a disqualification for that. That's really bad. Eddie Hearn is saying if there's action replays, he's calling for action replays being put into fights now. That'll be a new thing. We've got VAR introduced in football. Now Eddie's asking for latest innovation in sports being in boxing for action replays for the referees to... Boo's going in for Martinez. It's a little bit unfair, but he definitely hit him on the deck. Laskin can't believe that was wasn't. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I can't believe that wasn't disqualification. It doesn't make any sense to me. We'll see if it gets overturned. I imagine Eddie will appeal it. Whilst this comes in again, if you're new here, drop me a like. Helps with the visibility of the channel, and subscribe as well. Last King of Scotland is subscribed. Tommy Temper is subscribed. If you're new here, please do subscribe as it helps me out loads. As I was saying with the Atif Shafiq, yeah, he was coming off leaning on the ropes, hunched over after taking a sweet left hook, and the ref sees it straight away, and he's going to call it off. The problem is he's a little bit of distance away from Shafiq and Tennyson, and Tennyson, once he's hit that left hook, he's in the middle of throwing a follow-up right hand, which lands, and then a left uppercut follows, then another right, then a left hook, which finally topples Shafiq over. And Shafiq was like out after the first punch. His eyes are still open. Honestly, it was really kind of hard to watch. Shafiq like kind of he falls back, George Groves-esque. So yeah, he was out. He lands really, really awkwardly, and I had to watch it back, and it was rough to watch. My opinion, probably the ref could have probably called it off a couple of punches earlier, but it's one of those that came like out of nowhere, so maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on the ref, but I feel like maybe the fight could have been, the ref could have stepped in a little bit quicker. But yeah, like he obviously he was out on his feet, and just the way he kind of lands is really horrible, and he kind of gets up. Luckily, oh, it's been ruled a no contest. There we go. Development right here. I don't know what's happened there. So we've got a live. I don't know have we ever seen that before? Let me know. You guys probably are probably better boxing historians than I am. How many times has that happened? Charlie Edwards now with a smile on his face. That's the right. Maybe qualification is the right thing, but no contest. Fine, I'm happy with, because Martinez shouldn't have the win after that. For my money, shouldn't get the win from that. So I think Martinez is pissed. I don't think you've got anything to... You don't have any sort of claim to that at all. Let's see what you guys are saying. He fell on his leg, did Shafiq. You know the Thai and booth stuff if you've seen it. I imagine you did. You have, sorry, Last King of Scotland. Here we go. I can hear this. I'm just going to listen to this quickly. So Charlie Edwards says he'd give him a rematch. I take him on his word. So here we go. Let's see what Martinez is saying. I'll see if he's pissed off. Obviously, they've got to translate this. I'm just going to listen to into this as well. You've literally got. If he comes out and complains about this, like I won't have it. That's a load of rubbish if he's gonna try and defend that, because it wasn't as if he was throwing it either. It was fully late. Here we go. He took a knee, but he didn't. He went down. What are you on about? No. Nope. Nah, not having it. Load of rubbish. Load of rubbish for my money from Martinez. Absolute crap. You're the champion. No, you're not. You haven't won the belt. Here we go. I don't know who this is they got in here. Okay, they're explaining why it's been made a no contest. Look. So they've seen the video. They've seen they're saying the WBC instant replay is in effect, and they're calling for an immediate rematch. It's a good point. They're already selling the fight. This fella from the WBC is already selling the fight as the king thinks he's the champion, and Charlie Edwards will be pissed off from the dirty hit. That's hilarious. He's already selling it. Okay, why this happened in England? No, I think that's right. Why let him go off with the belt? Why do that? Yep. I completely agree here. This makes total sense. This makes total sense to me. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear this England bullshit. Oh, it happened in England. We get special favors. Blah 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 blah. That's the right outcome. That's the right outcome. There's no two ways about it. And for the WBC to step in and remedy that quickly on the night, live as it's actually developing, to stop obviously the developing story and get the right decision going forward of that as the aftermath, as opposed to having Martinez walk out with the belt, I think is the correct thing, and I give them the credit for that. Look, watching it again, and he's down. He's down. There's nothing. You can't say anything, Martinez. Not having it. Okay, so I'm going to go to you guys in the chat. Let's see what you guys say. Definitely hit him on the deck. Can't believe that wasn't disqualification. Penalty like just feet. Tommy Temple coming in with Hopkins versus Dawkins was ruled a no contest. Then obviously asking Scotland's asking Tommy how you think Huey survives tonight. 10 rounds. We'll go back to that in a moment as we get that replay. Good. I mean, this adds a little bit of spice for the next fight. I mean, I'll definitely watch the next fight, and now I know a little bit more about the two fighters. Now I know that Martinez is a little bit dirty. Poor. So poor. And there's no like faking it. There's no fakery. There's no outrage. There's no nonsense of Charlie Edwards trying to milk it. You see it instantly. That fucking hurt. That really hurt him. Really ripped him. Great call, I think, from the WBC. People might hate it over across the pond. I don't care. It's the right decision. So the WBC usurped the decision here. Just listen to this. Good. It is common sense. So yeah, Shafiq was given oxygen, and he was standing there, thankfully. When the official decision came in, it was good to see. But honestly, it was a really rough knockout. Hope he's okay. Hope he'll be back. Next fight, I'm going to brush this over really quickly. Was Savannah Marshall. She just kept taking over. I didn't really see too much of the fight. She beat the lady she was in with. It was stopped after she knocked down her opponent, who was given the opportunity to beat the count, which she didn't. Which she did, sorry. But the fight was halted of the referee by referee stoppage. It was a good stoppage, in all honesty. Savannah Marshall looks good. Obviously trained by Peter Fury, and you can really see it. She's got that style. If she's half as good as, if she's any sort of style of Tyson Fury, and obviously being in the women's division, she can catch the eye kind of thing. And she did catch the eye a little bit for me in terms of seeing that style. And she could be really fun. So one to watch, definitely. Everyone obviously knows Savannah Marshall's got a bit about her, but I'll be following her, definitely. I did have one eye on Cordina versus Gwynn on that fight. I was eating pizza at the time, so not too much of an eye was on it, unfortunately. But yeah, with Cordina Gwynn fight ended victory for Cordina on points. The head movement was really good at the start of the fight, I thought, from Cordina. He looked like the early Britney Spears videos when she's doing it. I can't do it, but that dance move with the neck. But yeah, he's taking his head off the center with his head movement was really good. But it was a kind of by fight. Probably the biggest highlight would be the 2-point deduction that came in the fight. One for Joe Cordina for a low blow. It definitely wasn't intentional. He's not what I would call a dirty fight like that Martinez was. It wasn't intentional. Obviously, it's still a low blow. But the referee, without not giving a warning, he just immediately deducted a point off of Joe Cordina straight away, which I thought was harsh. I thought that was pretty harsh. And then later on in the fight, after multiple hits throughout the fight to the back of the head from Gwynn to Cordina, Gwynn was deducted a point for that. There were a couple of eye-catching shots throughout the fight, but Cordina came through. And then, as Last King of Scotland alluded to earlier, saying Buatsi was disappointing, I think that's pretty much what you said, word for word. Let me just double check. Buatsi was poor tonight. Yeah, he wasn't as good as he has been before. I imagine he probably underestimated his opponent, but this is pretty much how I see it. I really think Joshua Buatsi is a big British prospect. He comes across really meticulous, someone who thinks thoroughly about his training and preparation, maybe even overthinks it from like the interviews I've seen. I don't know him, but it's just what it kind of comes across to me. And with the whole weird, not weird, but not shaving the hair, and I have no need to. I'm not going out, etc. So I don't need to shave my hair, blah blah blah, etc. Obviously, as well, the last week, his compatriot and his rival in the division was in action against Chelyabinsk in the Shape Yard, fighting Sergei Kovalev for the WBO belt. If you haven't seen it already, it's coming up now, the promo for Povetkin vs Fury. So hopefully it's coming up pretty soon, the first fight that we're covering here. But I had Steve Wellings join me, the host of the Boxing Asylum host of the Nut House podcast on the Boxing Asylum, joining me on the stream to preview that fight. If you're watching this back or if you're here live and you're not subscribed to the Boxing Asylum, go over and check them out because they're brilliant. I've listened to podcasts for a long time. Listen to it once, you'll be hooked. Great banter, great analysis, great coverage, great knowledge. It's the Boxing Asylum on YouTube, THEBOXINGASYLUM. Stephen Wellings is on Twitter at Stephen Wellings, and Mixler.com, I believe it's / the Boxing Asylum or the Boxing Asylum. Sundays, 8 o'clock. They'll have everything that's covered here tonight on there in their usual funny, further, banterous kind of style. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that show when that comes on. But me and Steve came on last week to predict and preview the fight. If you want to check it back, I've got timestamps there, so you don't have to fiddle through a load of stuff. And I'll put timestamps on this as well later on. But yeah, obviously Anthony Yard, the compatriot of Joshua Buatsi, was in, and he doesn't have these sort of fights, some of these sort of fights, to prepare himself for Sergey Kovalev. And the thought process is that Joshua Buatsi is going to have these sort of fights to prepare him for those bigger fights. Now, with Ryan Ford actually ended up having some successes against Joshua Buatsi in a couple of rounds. So in the first round, he landed with a cracking shot. It was the overhand right that caught Buatsi flush. That's how I saw it. And then again, a cracking shot again in the second round. Right hand landing from Ford on Buatsi. And I just think that Buatsi was dropping his left hand way too often. Maybe he underestimated, or maybe it's just a flaw in his game. And Ford was able to capitalize upon that and actually get a few shots in. I mean, in the third round, Buatsi piled on the pressure immediately out the gate. And he slowed off a bit. He used a few 1-2s with a 2 to the body, split the guard a couple of times with an uppercut. And he got through with a couple of shots in that third round. He did get hit to the back of the head as well a couple of times. And Ford was looking game to this point. And another right hand landed as well in the third round for Ryan Ford on Buatsi after he dropped his left hand again. But in this round, I think Buatsi started getting a little bit more success. But taking those kind of shots from someone like Ryan Ford is okay. But stepping up levels, and if you get those right hands, you take those right hands against a Beterbiev, a Gvozdyk, Bivol, anyone at that top level in the division, and you may end up out. You may end up just taken out. So a little bit worrying. I think it was more that Joshua Buatsi just wasn't on par as he normally is. But yeah, in round 4, Buatsi kept it at range a little bit more towards the middle of the round. He didn't get tagged. He did get tagged once with a 1-2 when Ford stepped in. There wasn't a lot of head movement at all from Joshua Buatsi. He did throw a good 4-5 punch combination at the end of the round, with a few of the punches getting through around the guard. And on the ESPN commentary, they picked up a good point during the break for the 5th, that this is the fight that Buatsi needs to give him the experience for the fights against Kovalev, which Anthony didn't obviously have. So, this hopefully will turn out to be like a learning fight for Buatsi. Round 5 started off a little bit spicy. A couple of big shots got in. Buatsi landed a cracking right again. I love the use of cracking, you can probably tell, in the first minute of this one, of that round, and a good left hook. For me, that was probably, at that point, Joshua's best round. And Timothy Bradley was saying as well, he didn't like that Buatsi was standing in front of Ryan Ford for too long and took this to be a repeated mistake that Buatsi needed to iron out. And yeah, this did kind of lead to, obviously, as I've said, Buatsi taking a few shots that maybe he shouldn't have against the likes of Ryan Ford. Round 6, a couple of good shots to the body from both fighters. Both took a right hand, and Ford caught the eyes. They both caught the eyes, sorry, is what I'm trying to say. There was a triple step-in 1-2 at the guard, which was thrown by Buatsi, but it didn't quite get through. They went head-to-head as well in the last minute. Neither fighter landed anything too telling either in that 6th round. Then in the 7th round, good left hook landed early from Joshua Buatsi, and then finally Buatsi got through with a big shot that shook Ryan Ford. But a body shot got through that cracked Ryan Ford as well, who didn't even look like he was getting up. He doubled up, he was on his knees after taking that great shot, and Buatsi showed that element that's been said about him. I keep hearing about Joshua Buatsi, that he turns it on when he gets in the ring and he's a killer. He's a killer. He'll take his chance when he's got his opponent rocked, and he did that. So it's Buatsi being Buatsi in this fight, and it's good. It's good to see that he's kind of got that about him. Ryan Ford, I believe, it was him or a member of his team was saying that they were complaining it was a low blow. I hadn't seen it back. I'd only seen one angle. It didn't look low in the angle that I saw. Maybe if you guys saw it, you can let me know if it was low. but I only saw the one. I'd like to see it again, but I don't think it was low. But I only did see that that one angle. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. So yeah, you asked Tommy what he thought, how long Fury survives. 10 rounds, Tommy Temper. So Tommy Temper's official prediction is 10 rounds, and Fury is stopped by Alexander Povetkin. Last King of Scotland is going for 8 or 9. Hope it's not a stinker. Could well be a stinker. I'll get to that as well. Fury is boring, quite frankly, and it could end up that way if that's the game plan to win. But again, I'll get to that. Last King of Scotland pinning his colours on round 9, his lucky number. Why is that your lucky number? Were you born on the 9th? Any reason behind number 9 being your lucky number? Again, a no contest has to be within the first 4th rounds, as I understand. Okay, as that was, it was in the 3rd, wasn't it? King putting it on liner. Mexican Kid was beating the brakes off of him before that, to be honest. I was kind of talking as well at the time, so I didn't quite fully see it. Povetkin's coming into the ring now. Don't know what he's coming out to. Russian flag is hoisted high as he comes down. This fight is starting, so it's weird because I'm a little bit hyped about this. You know, I don't know why. I think it's because it's a little bit odd. It's an odd fight, especially because when Matchroom sign a fighter, they give him a bit of a showcase fight. You know, a soft touch, whereas they've actually just Huey Fury's asked to be thrown at the deep end, which is kind of funny. So that's why I think it's a little bit strange. It's got me a little bit hyped. Last King of Scotland totally agrees with me. He needs to keep that left hand up and also work on the foot. That's a good point. Footwork, again, that's another thing that I think Andre Ward said footwork, or it might have been Timothy Bradley. It was one of the two that said footwork. But yeah, he was standing in front too much of Ryan Ford, which they didn't quite like. I believe that was Timothy Bradley. He didn't like that at all. And yeah, as you step up, you'll get caught out. It's good against Ryan Ford's, you know, the MMA turned boxers, whatever. But you know, you'll get caught out if you keep doing that against the better opponents. As we get a few more in here, and as this fight is about to start, I think they're doing the official introductions. Has Fury made it into the ring, or is he just coming out now? Yeah, I just want to hear who Fury is in music. Is he going with I can't remember the name of the song. Da, 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 that one. I think Tyson's come out to that as well before. Nope, it's not. It's a different one. So yeah, as this fight's coming in, if you're new here, drop a like on the stream because it helps me out a load. It's not just a YouTuber thing. It really does help me out. And subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. I do boxing from a different kind of angle. I try to make you laugh and a little bit entertaining. Covering the Contender Division series on my channel. If you ever watched the Contender back in the day, it's really, really good. Tommy Temple will get to my prediction in a moment. Yeah, I'm covering the Contender as well as crazy comments that boxing fans say, and I make a few jokes about it. I'm currently editing episode 2 of the Contender Division. It's a little bit drawn out just because I've hopefully got an interview coming up with one of the Contender alumni from season 1, and I believe the interview is now scheduled for this coming Wednesday. So once I've edited that, once I've done the interview, once I've edited it, I can then put that in with the episode and then release the unedited version of the interview out on the channel as well. So that's what's coming up, as well as hopefully new things. I spoke to an editor, a friend of mine who edits videos, a few ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, a couple of things coming through. Is that Lily Allen? If anyone saw that, did that look like Lily Allen? Because that looked like Lily Allen to me. I don't know who he was sitting next to, but it looked like Lily Allen. So he's coming to Braveheart, out to Braveheart, and Last King of Scotland does not like that. He's not having it. Well, hopefully you get your own back in some sort of way by your prediction coming through that Fury doesn't last 9 rounds for your money anyway. So I will get to my prediction for you, Tommy. So Povetkin, obviously I'm not going to bore you too much. You know, Povetkin's decorated. He's won gold medals, you know, European Championships, etc. He's been around the block, man. The guy has been around the block. He's pretty well known to fans over these shores. In fact, it might even be a second home because his last 3 opponents have been British and they've been in Britain. In obviously this, in Fury, Anthony Joshua, and David Price. It's a hat trick, pretty much, of performances for him in his last 3 fights. Obviously, he's coming off that year layoff as well, but he seems to love it here. The Russian seems to love it here. In fact, maybe a month or 2 down the line, had it been a little bit different, this would be Allen versus Povetkin, wouldn't it? They might have moved it a little bit further on, but obviously David Price put a stop to that those plans there. Allen was calling for that fight, and he thought he would dispose of Price early, didn't he? But it just didn't happen for him because Price just did a job. Yeah, it's just how it goes sometimes. And now it's Fury as well, and it's strange. Like I said, he just recently signed with Matchroom. He's not gone on this typical showcase fight route. He's asked for the tough fights. They're not easy touches, and he's in with an opponent who's got it. He's got something about him. This isn't Chris Norad or Samuel Peter over in Saudi Arabia. Who next? This is Povetkin, and Fury has kind of shown that those little steps ups or those big steps ups. He finally doesn't get obliterated. Fine, he's in those fights, but he wasn't able to push on and win those boxing matches against Kubrat Pulev and Joseph Parker. Those two being the fights where he had those steps ups and didn't come out on top. But Fury's one of those guys as well. He's been around for it seems like absolutely years for me, and he's still only 24. I don't get it. I thought he was a lot older than he was, which is kind of ridiculous. There's loads of time for him. He doesn't have a lot of like ring wear and tear, and he hasn't really had the fights for him to have a lot taken out of him. And being Povetkin is a pretty good springboard for bigger fights for someone like Huey. However, it might not be enough, to just beat Povetkin, as to what Last King of Scotland alluded to, and what I'm going to say as well, because maybe to get any real traction with the fans, it might not be enough, because Fury doesn't have the most fan-friendly kind of style. And Peter Fury is saying that in this fight, Huey's going to come with a new style, something different, and he needs to come with something new and different. Because those are good words vocalized and on paper, but are we really going to see anything different from Huey? Will he just revert to type? I think maybe we're being sold a bit of a dream. I mean, I'd love to see Huey kick on and put himself up there amongst the other names in the heavyweight division. So if Huey's going to be more entertaining, less cautious, and less conservative with his punches, then yeah, I'm all aboard, not a problem for that style. But also on the other hand, should he get rocked? Like I said, he might just revert to type. So is this new facet of Fury really a reality? I really don't know, and that's kind of a little bit of the intrigue, I suppose, in this for me as well as Povetkin being here to win. Yeah, he's on the older side. He might slide it down as well. Might be looking for one last big payday in Huey Fury or the fight after this, but I think he's come to win, definitely. If Fury does beat Povetkin, I think Povetkin is definitely done. Even if it's the impressive new style that's shown, I think it means Povetkin doesn't really have it anymore. Just going to get to my prediction straight away, as this fight's just about to happen. My prediction is, I really wouldn't put any weight into this at all, but I'm going with Povetkin by knockout late. I think Fury will revert to type. He'll dance around the ring, trying to avoid shots, and eventually he'll get caught by Povetkin late on. Happy to be wrong. In fact, when I first heard that the fight was made, I thought, hey, actually Fury's going to surprise a few people and get the win. But coming closer to it, and now that the bell's rang, the more I think about it, I see Povetkin catching Fury late. So yeah, late stoppage for Povetkin. Again, waiting to be wrong. Happy to be wrong. Last King of Scotland, I hope he gets out in 3. Tommy T says, smack that like button, guys. Please do like and subscribe if you're new here. Fights just started for the first round as Fury and Povetkin are in the centre of the ring. Fury feints in with a couple of jabs. Nothing's landed from either of them at the moment. You guys might be ahead of me, you guys might be behind me. Just let me know what you think once you've what you're seeing. Nothing's happened. Fury looks kind of sharp. He's dodging. Think a shot lands through. They clinch and back into the middle of the ring. Another jab again, just probing from Fury as he feints. He does a couple of slips. He's really herky-jerky at the moment, which is good. It's putting off Povetkin. Povetkin leaps in with a left as they clinch again. Fury does some work on the inside. The short left uppercut. He swings the right as he comes out of the clinch. Couple of jabs and they clinch again. Just holding around the head is Fury on Povetkin. Just going to check while we're waiting here. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it is, but everything's good on my end. Yeah, cool, that's all good. They're just in the center of the ring. Nothing, no, it's not really ignited at all in any sort of way. Jab, Fury is just pushing the jab out as he lands to the back. A right hook gets in from Povetkin. It's covered, but it goes through. Povetkin's leaping again in with that left hook, and he's trying to catch him. Fury should be aware of that punch, so he should be able to see those things coming. I think he's shown that he is. Yep, they're saying that he doesn't look to be in tip-top shape, and I agree. He's a little bit pudgy around the waist, is Povetkin. Not his best kind of. Fury clinching and trying to get in on a couple of shots on the inside. Nothing too much happening as we close in the last 30 seconds of this first round. Again, pouring out the jab is Fury. She feints to go to the body head, but doesn't throw anything at all. But Fury isn't quite dancing around just yet. Covers up quite well on as Povetkin comes in, and then shoots off a right hook, which Povetkin covers up. Pours out the jab again, flicks out the jab. A shot to the body, 2 shots to the body from Povetkin. Off of the clinch, Fury lands a right hook. Really good work actually there. Just the single shot, but a good tricky shot there. As Povetkin leaks in, and decent round actually. Decent round for Huey. I'd probably score that 10 times. I'm not going to score it, but that was probably an even round for me. Lovely, we're just showing Tyson on here. I love listening to Tyson. Just gonna take a sip of the old Coke. So obviously they're in their minute rest for the second round. Huey looking decent in that first round, as did Povetkin. You can't really tell normally unless something crazy happens in the first round. You can't really tell with, you know, who's kind of got the first round. It's all kind of ends kind of even for me at least. Bell rings for the second round. There's a timeout from the ref as someone in, I believe it's Huey Fury's corner, is still in the ring. More feints, more hokey jerky kind of style from Huey Fury. Pours out the jab again. Oh, I think a shot landed in on. Just took my eye off it there. I think I heard some ooze from the crowd. Jab to the body from Huey Fury on Povetkin. Pours out the jab again, which is putting off Povetkin. Povetkin ducks in, pushes Huey Fury towards the ropes. Huey breaks that clinch and is in the center of the ring. Huey is moving to the right, circling right, and that herky-jerky style is putting off Povetkin. He moves now to the left, feints again some more. Bradley saying Povetkin's looking to time him. You're not wrong there, Timothy Bradley, because whenever Povetkin comes in, it's not setting up off of the jab, it's setting off with just a straight hook. So he's looking to make easy work of Huey Fury, and I think that's probably be the game plan for each of the rounds. I don't think he's going to try and win points here. I think he's come to knock him out. Leaps in with a body shot, left hook body shot, and that's what he keeps. That's the thing he keeps doing, leaping in, as we've seen with Povetkin throughout his career, towards the end of his career at least. Anyway. Couple of jabs to the head from Fury on Povetkin, knock Povetkin back. Fury's just using it as a way to deter Povetkin. Fury's stepping in to help smother some of the work of Povetkin, which is good. He's trying to work in the clinch at times as well, and then clinch to kind of negate any offense as well from Povetkin, which is great. Good work so far. Flicking out the jab again. And again. And again, only one of those flicked out jabs land. He's definitely fighting. Obviously, you can see this guys as well yourself. He's fighting this. He's looking to fight this at range. Oh, good shot there. Good right hook as Fury comes off of the ropes from Povetkin. Clinching and shooting to the back of the head is Fury. He gets a little bit of a warning from the ref not to shoot from the back of the head. Povetkin comes in with that right hook leaping, which Fury blocks. Povetkin shoots to the body. In the clinch, he's working. He gets a couple of shots into the body. Good work there from Povetkin on Fury. They clinch, no action is all happening. Fury lands a couple of one to the back of the back on Povetkin in the clinch. Bell for around 2 rings as they touch gloves. Last King of Scotland is saying, "I'm seeing shades of Ali, shades of Ali." Yes, from Hughie Fury. That's up there with some of the biggest load of trash hyping up I've ever heard. That shades of Ali nonsense. Yeah. The only I can't even make a joke about that one. Yeah. No shades of Ali from Hughie Fury. Not now. Maybe never. Yeah. Just a load of nonsense from it was Mick Hennessy, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was Mick Hennessy who said that. Ridiculous. So the obviously the bell for the second round just rang. They're in the intermittent 1 minute for the third round. Just showing some graphic about Luke Campbell. Touching gloves for the third round. Don't know why they're doing that. You touch gloves at the first round, but hey, sportsmanship and all that sort of shit. Jab in again. Archetype of each round so far. Fury pouring out that jab. It's going to go the same way for each of these rounds, unless Fury is rocked between the end of the round that he's in, I imagine. Fury moving a lot, being really herky-jerky. Povetkin shooting a lazy overhand right. I don't even know if he was looking to hit anything then. Povetkin cutting off the ring, piling up the pressure, stepping on the front foot, and obviously Fury fighting off of the back foot. Is anybody, the question I want to put out to the chat, is anybody seeing anything different from Hughie Fury like Peter Fury was saying we would see? Because so far for me, I'm not seeing anything really that different. Couple of good shots there, a little bit more offensive. But no, this is the same sort of Hughie Fury that I've seen before. So, there's a lot of the fight to go, don't get me wrong. But at the moment, I'm seeing the same sort of Hughie Fury that I've seen before. And the same Povetkin I've seen before as well. Pouring out with the jab again just to disrupt. I think a shot landed there from Povetkin, leaping left hook as he works to the body. Shoots the right hook but misses. Good right hook on the inside. I think it landed. Not flush or anything, but it landed. That was decent work there. They clinch. And Hughie Fury is trying to move off to the right, off of the clinch. He might have tried to punch, but the referee... It's Howard Foster, isn't it? Howard stopping George Groves in the 8th in the first fight. Foster. Not one of my favourite refs. But hey, if it weren't for Howard Foster, we might not have got that second fight. So hey, you know. A couple of good shots there on the inside, I think, from Povetkin, who were partially blocked. Another flick out jab from Hughie Fury. Another clinch as neither of them, they throw neither of them land. We're only in the third round, but this is what am I trying to say here? This is putting yourself to sleep material. Forget reading a book. Stick on a Fury fight. This is going the same way. Not even Povetkin, who looks to try and engage and try to knock you out, is making too much of this because Fury isn't looking anywhere near to engage with. What, 5-punch combos was Peter Fury saying? Yeah, I haven't seen a 5-punch combo yet, I think. Another touch of the gloves. Good sportsmanship, but hey, leave that stuff till after. You're fighting. So, as we wait for the next round to commence, as they take their minute break. That's King of Scotland. No, same old boring Huey. 100% agree. Same old boring Huey. At the moment, we're only a few rounds in. So, if he's waiting for... I mean, I gave him this. I'm almost like apologizing for Huey Fury. I said this last time around when I did my stream for Khan vs. Dib. The Samuel Peter Huey Fury fight was on. And I was like, oh, well, maybe he's kind of waiting for Samuel Peter to fade a little bit cautious about the punching power of Samuel Peter. And then when it will step it on in the 6th round onwards kind of thing. And I want to say the same thing again here, but I just feel like I'm apologizing for him. So, yeah. I think we're just going to get the same old Huey Fury. I want to be wrong. Again, prove me wrong. Prove us wrong, Huey Fury. Show us that you're a different fighter. Because I'd love to see it. Huey gets caught there, I think, with a straight shot. Does Huey. Doesn't affect him too much, but the shot landed. Overhand right lands on Huey from Povetkin. That got through. Just covers up. Huey Fury ducks off, well, moves off to the left and right. Another right hand lands. A left hook lands on Fury from Povetkin as Povetkin looks to push on the gas. Huey Fury clinches. Right now, the same whole boring Fury is, if he doesn't change it up, might end up getting put to sleep. Not because he's boring himself, but because Povetkin will put him to sleep with one of these leaping left hook or right hooks. He's stopped people with either hand as well. Some of them have been rough. What's the one? The American fella. Is it Mike Perez? That stoppage was, if I'm thinking it's the right one, was a pretty brutal one as well. Shoots to the body, does Povetkin, and then gets to the head. So he's going for, mixes up body, head, body kind of thing. I like the body head combination. Shoots to the right hook to the body. It's a little bit it's predictable as well. Huey Fury should know this stuff. It's predictable, but he's not doing anything. He's not done anything this round. We're halfway through the round, and he's not landed anything. He's not done anything. Shoots like just a nothing shot to the body on a clinch. Jabs. I think it got through. Lazy right from Huey Fury, doesn't get through. Overhand right again from Povetkin on Fury. Jab as Huey Fury jabs and then steps back. On the inside, he shoots a right hook. Povetkin smothers his work a little bit with hooks on the inside. Couple of jabs there from Povetkin was actually pretty good. Both of them land. They split the guard. Couple of jabs in retaliation from Huey Fury as well land. Not too much of the herky-jerky feinting now as we're into round 4. He's cut out a good body shot as they get together from Fury on Povetkin. Ooh. Oh, yeah, we all heard that. A couple of oohs from the crowd, as well as Timothy Bradley saying he shot an overhand right. Good left hook there. Gets through. Fury trades there a little bit. But a whistling overhand right just misses from Povetkin on Fury. It's getting a bit close. It's getting a bit close now, that overhand right. And if he's not careful, we're going to get another David Price moment, this time in the form of Huey Fury, where his systems, his Windows Vista will get shut down, and he'll need a system reboot after he gets clocked with that overhand right. So they're just showing on the ESPN stream 3 division champions: Vasily Lomachenko, Oscar De La Hoya, Terence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Manny Pacquiao. Notable company to have your name next to. He's held in that kind of high regard, isn't he, Vasily Lomachenko? The crowd, man, the crowd. If anyone's seen some of the preview stuff, which I'm sure probably you guys have had seen, crowd are very pro Loma, aren't they? Which is kind of surprising. Like, obviously they're gonna be pro Loma. He doesn't have that kind of typical anti kind of British, the foreign guys coming over kind of thing. The fans seem to respect him and like him. But whether that kind of translates to when it actually come the bell for the first round, and they're actually pro Loma and not pro Campbell, I think they'll get behind Campbell. But it was just interesting to see them. I think it was kind of like a Golovkin level of respect, like how Golovkin came in for the Kell Brook fight. The fans kind of respected that Golovkin was obviously someone big, someone really real, and kind of like a special talent. So it was good to see that from the Londoners that were there, or the people that were there in London. 5th round, they clinch. This is Fury is providing sleeping material. Povetkin is trying to give you a little bit of sugar before you sleep to put you on that pillow. Shoots to the body, does Povetkin, and Fury smothers him in the clinch. Huey did nothing that round. Absolutely nothing. There's none of the herky-jerky feints at all now. Left hook lands on the inside from Povetkin on Fury. And this is just starting to slip a little bit for me. For Fury. For Fury. Fucking hell. Shoots a left hook, ducks it, does Fury and Povetkin. Doubles it up again. One left hook lands. They're starting to trade a little bit. As now Fury steps off. Left hook lands, and it's not too telling on Fury though. Yeah, Timothy Bradley making a great point, and I was going to say this if I didn't say this already on my preview. Left hook lands, actually. Check left hook. Fury covers up and clinches. But yeah, this is a stage. And this is an opponent that's is not a dud. So you wanna push on and get yourself there. This is the guy to do it against. I wonder what Eddie's thinking. After now signing this guy and seeing this performance so far. I don't want to count Fury out just yet. I mean, he's not losing this by any wide margin kind of thing, but he's just not doing anything really. He's definitely losing this round for my money, and the last one. I'm not scoring it, but those 2 rounds, just from the eye test, are rounds last. A great cracking shot there from Povetkin on Fury, right hand. Fury takes it quite well, but he doesn't want to take too many of those, as he's moving around to the left. I think for me, he had more success in defending shots or avoiding the shots when he moved down to the right, whereas when he's moving to the left, this is Fury. He's getting caught with more shots. It might just be because he's a little bit more tired. Obviously, he was moving to the right at the start of the fight, and now we're moving into the middle kind of rounds. Last King of Scotland saying, next time my little boy plays up at bedtime, I'm going to stick on a Fury fight. It might not be that he falls asleep. He'll be so bored that he'll never want to be that bored again, that he'll fall straight to... He won't give you any crap at bedtime because he will fear that Fury fight being put on. Yeah. Man, could you imagine that day that Fury comes out Mexican style? That would be something. That would be absolutely something. That'd be funny. As we go into the next round, again, if you're new here, drop a like as it helps me on with the visibility of the channel, and subscribe if you're new here. Check out some of the content. I do boxing on a funnier sort of side and try to entertain you with boxing. Got a lot of content coming on the way. I'll let you know a little bit more about that after this fight finishes. But yeah, this is into the 6th round, middle portion of the fight. This is where I was going to make my quote-unquote apology, or would have made my apology for Fury. Maybe he's looking to, in the late portion of the fight, kick on and do something a bit more. Maybe see these 4 or 5 punches combinations. There we go, a little bit of head movement that we saw in the early part of the fight. A bit more now herky-jerky kind of thing that we saw. Stepping off back more now as well is Fury. Shoots a 1-2. Don't think it landed. 1-2 again as Povetkin ducks down and then Fury shoots a headlock. They're saying on my thing that Povetkin slow down. Fury's been slow for the whole thing, so it doesn't really matter that Povetkin slow down because right hook lands on the inside from Fury as Povetkin swings wildly. Fury tries to shoot right hook as Povetkin comes in, doesn't quite land. Good idea though. I like the idea of him trying to shoot the right as he comes in. It's not a bad idea. Shoots a right as Povetkin comes in, and then lands a clinch as Povetkin slides around the back of him, and they get a telling off from Howard Foster for holding. No one's shooting for anything at the moment. They just clinch again. This is a hug fest. A hug fest in London at the moment. It reminds me a little bit of the hug fest that we saw from Joshua Parker. Not in any terms of the fight that we're seeing, just the hugging. The hugging and the volume of clinching. Leaps in with a left hook, does Povetkin, and then the right. It's blocked. It's partially blocked. These punches are hard, obviously, so it will have an effect, but they're blocked for the most part from Fury. Shoots a little bit low there to the body. It's a body-head combination that Povetkin likes to mix it up with. Has the same sort of success as it's had before. I might need a Red Bull after this one. I don't have one in the house, but it's that type of fight. So I was thinking, and it might prove to be right, that this is the fight that goes long because the Lomachenko fight I don't think goes long. I'll get to that later on. Bell for that round rings, puts us out of our misery. Does that one. Jesus. Good song comes on. Welcome to Jamrock. Eddie's thinking, how do I sign Lomachenko? Because if AJ loses, again, his stable's looking dead. Yeah, there's not a lot of, not really any big talent coming through for Eddie at the moment. I can't think. There are some good boxers that he's signed. Like, for example, Joseph Parker. Dylan White in the heavyweight division. Well, he hasn't signed Dylan White, but he works with Dylan White, doesn't he? Obviously, Dylan White's got the drug situation, which kind of messed it up. But yeah, Hughie Fury was never the answer. Was he last King of Scotland? I don't think he was signing Hughie Fury to be the answer for if next in line for AJ should he lose. But yeah, he's not the exciting signing. He's not showing to be the exciting fighter that maybe Peter Fury was bigging him up to be. So we're going into the 7th round. Hughie Fury now back with herky-jerky sort of stuff. Last King of Scotland, what do you make of Mikey Garcia? You say that there's no world-class fighters, and I know Hearn wants to sign Mikey Garcia. Do you put Mikey Garcia as a world-class fighter? Because I do rate Mikey Garcia quite highly. So I think if he does eventually sign Mikey Garcia, I think that's a good fighter. Obviously, it's not heavyweight, but it's someone big. And then obviously he's also signed Triple G. And I rate Triple G. He's one of my favorite fighters. Obviously, he's not the same Triple G as we've seen, the years gone by, but still a great fighter for me. I love me some Triple G. But yeah, what do you think of Mikey Garcia if that signing comes through? A jab there from Hughie Fury. Left hook on the clinch. Jeez, the crowd are asleep. This is I watch wrestling on the side, right? I do quite like a bit of wrestling every now and again, and this is what they'd call, if this was wrestling, a toilet break match. This is the match that's put on for people to go have a rest, go get a drink, go take a piss, because fuck all is happening. You're not going to miss anything if you do go take that break, because that's what this is right now. Good 1-2 there. Good 1-2. I think that landed. It looked like it did. From Fury on Povetkin, as Povetkin was trying to shoot a left. Pouring out the jab again. Pouring out the jab on the wild right. As Fury then covers up. Jab out from Fury. 1-2 and a 3. Right hand lands from Povetkin on Fury. See, that's going to put off Fury. I wish Povetkin didn't retaliate then, because it'd make for a better fight, because that's going to put off Fury from engaging, because he just let off a 3-punch combination, which he didn't put his hand back up for, which then Povetkin cracked him on. Now Povetkin's putting on the pressure as Fury goes to the back ropes and he clinches. A couple of shots to the body land from Povetkin on Fury. But yeah, I wish he didn't retaliate then, because that's going to put off, again, Fury from punching. 1-2, then 3 actually, does it again, a 3-punch combination. We're going into uncharted territory, people. Fury has thrown a 3-punch combination in this fight. A couple of times as well in this round. So, we're not quite 5, but we're 3-punch. We're slowly crawling up as we get a promo for Luke Campbell. So, Last King of Scotland, yeah, of course, that 140, 147 is too high for him, 100%. Tommy Temper saying, my friend's stream went down. I'm blind now, Ames. You're my ears. Don't rely on me for commentary. I'm just doing this as like just a thing. There's so much. So the commentary teams are great. So if you can get your stream back up, that'd be brilliant. But I'll try my best with commentating and let you know play by play. And by no means am I any good at this sort of stuff, but I will try my best. But it's good to have you guys here interacting. If you're in here while we're waiting, drop me a like, because it helps me out a lot with the channel. It's not just a YouTube thing, it really does help. And subscribe if you're new here. If you hit the bell, there should be a special subscribe sound, which I want to hear tonight. But obviously, someone's got to subscribe, but hey, might happen afterwards. And yeah, I'll let you know what's going on with the channel. I've said it before, but I'll just update you again as this fight finishes. We go into the next round. Fury pumping out the jab. I thought about this before I went live streaming, of doing a little bingo card of cliches, and one of them being The Matrix, one of them being Pound for Pound, one of them being a brave effort from Luke Campbell. What round are we going to hear? A brave effort from Luke Campbell. Get your comments in now. Let me know. I think we're going to hear that in the 3rd round. A brave effort from Luke Campbell. These sort of cliches, and crossing them off and doing a little boxing cliche bingo and seeing who'd get that first. But yeah, pumping out the jab is something I've said quite a few times, and that's what Fury is doing. Not quite brave Fury yet, but stepping in one, tripling up the jab, right hook on the inside from Povetkin. The clinching, the referee lets him clinch. A right hook lands from Povetkin on Fury. Right hook to the body. Is anybody scoring this? Because if anybody's scoring this, let me know. Because I have no idea. Like, I've not been scoring it. I think maybe Fury won a couple of the rounds beforehand, and Povetkin's kind of taken over. So I don't know. Like, in terms of, for my eye, I'm just doing the eye test, and for me, Fury's losing. But rounds wise, if he needs to pick it up, how many rounds is he down by? Because I haven't been checking it out in that sort of sense. A poured out jab again, flicking it out from Fury and Povetkin. Overhand right shot again from Povetkin, which fails. Another flicked out jab. 3-4 shots to the body from Povetkin on Fury as they clinch again. This again for the eye test is a good shot there. As Fury tries to land in a shot, he takes it. Povetkin lands a cracker of a shot. He shoots again, left hook, rocks the head back a little bit. Fury covers up. He's now to the back of the rope, somewhere he doesn't want to be. why take this fight, man? Why take this fight if you're gonna do this? If there's some sort of master plan coming up in the final 4 rounds, then flip me right and flip us, because I don't think anyone's seeing it any sort of different way. But why take this fight if you're gonna do this? Why not take? You could have took that touch fight and then, because now you look lesser coming into your next fight. Because this could have been your second fight, and you could have got a bit of traction against a soft touch. Strange. Very strange. That's King of Scotland saying Povetkin looks tired. They both look tired, I think. From what I've seen. Hugh Fury's punch output is just non-existent. Lomachenko looks focused in his blue and yellow of Venom. Team Loma. He's got a clothing line. I don't know if any of you are interested. If you've seen it, Box Raw Loma. It looks terrible. Looks absolutely crap. A mate of mine showed it me. Box Raw. One of the lesser or worse kind of famous people clothing lines. Bell for the 9th round of this boring fight rings. Herky jerky again from Hugh Fury. Looks a little bit more active. Pouring out the jab again. 1-2 clinch, smothered. 1-2 again. Doesn't really land flush for Hugh Fury on Povetkin as they clinch again. Hugh Fury pushes him off. Centre of the ring. Hugh Fury taking the outside. Pouring out the jab. Trying to duck left and right. Trying to put Povetkin off. As Povetkin pushes him towards the ropes. And as Hugh Fury comes off the back of the ropes, Povetkin tries to shoot the right. I don't think it landed. 1-2 from Hugh Fury on Povetkin. Doesn't land again. Good shot there on the inside. Another overhand. Body shot from Hugh Fury on the clinch. Howard Foster allowing them to work. Good stiff shot again. Is there a more boring fighter than Hughie Fury? Rigondeaux was pretty boring, but he changed it up a little bit in his last fight. Yeah, Rigondeaux, all the talent in the world that the guy had, he was just super boring to watch. And Hugh Fury's up there. Overhand right again as they clinch. But a little bit of work on the inside. He shoots a right hook, which Hugh Fury misses. Gets out of the way of, sorry. Pouring out the jab again. I'm on record. I'm on loop, aren't I? Pouring out the jab, shooting the overhand right, tripling up the jab. Something different from Hugh Fury as they clinch again. Joe Tester saying that Hughie Fury wanted this to be a signature night. This is not. This is the usual Hughie Fury signature. Nothing different. Nothing new. Unless he pulls something out and there's, he changes the signature, to use that point, to use that analogy. It's the same Hughie Fury that we've seen before. And it's disappointing. It's disappointing because I did have some intrigue coming into this. Unless it's, obviously lights on fire pretty soon. Good shot there as Povetkin's coming in. Clinch again. Bell for the 9th round rings. Ricardo Shilly-Shally, who I believe, let me know if I'm right, is and once was Snake Hips. Snake Hips, Ricardo Shilly-Shally, good to have you here. If you weren't here before, I'll be giving you an update on the channel at the end of this fight. In terms of answering your question, is Hughie winning? I've not been scoring it. I've just been doing the eye test, and from the eye test, Hughie Fury isn't winning. He isn't winning at all. He's not really done anything, Yeah, last king of Scotland affirming that. No. Is Huey winning? No. Just not at all. It's dud. Dud. D-U-D. Absolute dud of performance. And again, I've said this before, but again, why do it? Why come in Povetkin and do this? Ricardo Shilly-Shally saying, haha, he's a bum. I want to see Huey Fury do well. I think probably you guys do, unless you really don't like Huey Fury. I want to see him, push on. 24 years old. He's got the Fury name. He's got a bit of talent about him. He's not bad. He's just boring, and he's just not gonna win these. Whenever he steps up into this sort of level, into this sort of realm, he just doesn't deliver. So this is so Tommy Temper said that this is going to end in round 10. So Tommy, it's coming up now. We'll see if you're right, your prediction. I went late, so I didn't really give you a round, so I'm being a bit cheap here. So I'd say I'm saying late. That's obviously you'd say from rounds 10 to 12, but I won't take any credence from it if I do get this right. But Tommy Temper shot for round 10. And it's here in round 10. Doesn't look like anything's happening. Round 9, last king of Scotland went for. We're past round 9. I wish it did end round 9 because it'd be a round less for me to have to watch of this fight, and us to watch of this fight. Because this is this is pay-per-view. Remember, by the way, this is pay-per-view. As a paying customer, right? As a paying customer, you would be pissed, wouldn't you? At this being the chief support to Lomachenko versus Campbell. This is good shot coming from Povetkin after the clinch. But yeah, this is pay-per-view, and it's just not. This is just not pay-per-view at all. Ricardo Shilly-Shally confirming, yep, that's me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you, Snake Hips. I don't even feel like calling this anymore. It's just, I'm surprised. The crowd as well. I'm surprised they've been so patient, because I've heard crowds when there's been minimal action boo and boo loudly, and there's been none of that, which is kind of weird. Unless they're intently watching and kind of sucked in by this, because it's heavyweight, anything can happen. But I'm not saying I would boo, but I would be expecting to hear boos. Because I've seen obviously other fights, where nothing kind of happens. Everyone's kind of a bit of a chess match, and people boo. You know what I mean? I would have thought that would have come in by now, and it hasn't, which is a bit of a strange one. I would have thought I'd heard that by now. Lomachenko highlight package, he's good, isn't he? Some of the stuff some of the stuff you see from Lomachenko. I won't call myself a boxing expert. Some of the stuff goes over my head because he's just so fluid. He's so fast in what he does. He's honestly amazing. I find the Matrix stuff a little bit cringy, but the angles he shoots off and the angles he creates to give punches and to slip and move out the way of punches is really, really something else. Let's see what you guys are saying. Asking of Scotland, this is a shameful pay-per-view card. Yep. I don't think that's a strong statement, a too strong statement. That's pretty much spot on. It's this card is this fight. I mean, it's been all right for me. Actually, to be fair, Buatsi V Ford was a bit crap. The more I think about it, the more I realise, yeah, you're probably right. Thinking about it in my head just then, it's been pretty, like you say, shameful. Ricardo Shilly-Shally says, I was listening to interviews this week, and Huey sounds like a guy who has taken too many punches. I hadn't seen good shot there as they come in. 11th round, so you've only got this round and one more to go. Thank the powers that be in life. Thank that time goes by and we're not rewound in time to watch more of this stuff. Thanks that it's not it doesn't go 15 rounds anymore. Yeah, I didn't see too many interviews with Hugh Fury, and I'm glad I didn't, because I've probably been bored of that as well. Or maybe he's even more entertaining than he's entertaining, more of a talker than he is a thingy. Huey looking to actually engage a little bit more and do something. It looks like then from that little exchange there. Ricardo Shilly Challenge says, take aims. You look depressed watching this, pal. Well, mate, depressed is a little bit too strong, but yeah, this is disappointing. This is really disappointing. Disappointing as someone. Great overhand right there. Fury takes it. It's just, I expected more. You hear Peter Fury saying, "Oh, we're going to see a different Huey Fury," and I accepted that and took that. And I want to see it. It's just that I want to see it, and I'm not. And yeah, it's just a fighter that hasn't delivered, and he's had a couple of opportunities now. This is his third fight stepping up that he's had to deliver, and he's just not delivering. So I don't see how you don't give the decision from the eye test to Povetkin. They might screw him and give him a draw, but this looks like if anyone's here is actually scoring this, let me know your scorecards, because I haven't been scoring this. But this looks for the eye test pretty clearly that it is a Povetkin win. Praise the Lord, something has happened to make it a little bit fresh. My connection has gone down for the fight, so I'm going to have to refresh this. But something a little bit different, something a little bit entertaining. The most entertaining thing to have happened in this fight is that it has stopped on my side. Put me out of a little bit of misery for that, and waste a little bit of time for me to see less of that fight. God. So I'm just going to get this back up and find a thingy. You guys know what it is that I'm looking for as I shoot this. I don't even want to like talk and like recap it at the same time, because there's almost nothing to recap of this fight at all. Nothing. Which is just, like I said, it's just a shame. So yeah, like I said, whilst I'm looking for a different avenue, shall we say, let me know your scorecards if you've been scoring it in any sort of way as I'm pulling this up. Hopefully, I would have thought, I was saying this to Steve, that this was going to be a fight that goes rounds, because the Lomachenko Campbell fight isn't going to go rounds in my eyes. I can't wait till we get onto that, so because it means that this one's over. Right, I think I've got something here. Hopefully this pulls through. Click cancel on there. Gotta find these things to get these things back up. My thing has gone down basically, so I've got to get up another, like I said, avenue, and it's just playing up a little bit. But it means I don't have to watch this fight, which is great. It gives me a break from this dud of a fight, which was pay-per-view. This was pay-per-view. I can't get anything up at the moment, so I have to try a different avenue whilst I thinking this up. So just give me a moment as I'm looking around for so just while we're waiting, as you guys all know, this is for the fight that's coming up. The big main event is for the WBA, WBO and vacant WBC belts. Should be a cracker. Here we go. Got something. We're in the 12th round here. 2 minutes left to go. I've missed a little bit of a chunk of this last 11th round. 2 minutes of the last 11th round, and then this minute of this 12th round, which is good. Been a great break to not watch this. To not watch this stuff. They're already talking about moving on to the next fight. which I don't blame him. It's been an experience, a innovative experience. If that's how Eddie's going to build this, a different type of watch. Good shot there from Povetkin. Another good shot, but it's blocked. Fury now looking to do something. He's got to get the knockout, surely, from my eyes. He looks tired, breathing out the mouth. They both would be at the 12th round. What's he doing here? Go on. Come on. Can you rock him? Can you do something? Can you do anything? Leaving it really late. Clinching. After he takes the shot, he clinches, tries to negate any sort of offense. Yeah. Soon to be 40-year-old man giving Fury the good shot. Pushing. Oh, man. Poor. So poor. Eddie's on his phone. Probably already trying to spin this. Really poor. 10 seconds left, guys. Come on. I can't wait. Count them down with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. The shackles that bound me, being the Povetkin versus Fury fight that was, is over. Let's see if Povetkin gets screwed. Because for my eyes, he's won that fight. Very clearly. Fury ends up with a cut from that fight. As we're waiting for the official decision, we're just getting shown some of the highlights. I'm not even going to ask you guys what you thought of that fight because there's nothing to think about that fight. Literally nothing. Yeah, this was your opportunity. This was the time to show. This is your opportunity to. You've got a pay-per-view stage, whether it's pay-per-view or not. You're on a pay-per-view stage. People are paying money for you to not only box, but in a semblance of entertain, and look like you want to win. There's a guy with a really confused look, and that's pretty much me, right there. Oh, man. So Timothy Bradley saying probably the most interesting thing to come out of this fight is that whether Hughie Fury and Tyson Fury are on good terms. Apparently Tyson said no, or one of them said no. I did read something that someone put on a forum once. You can't really give too much credence to this, but people say they're on the inside, people say on the outside. I did read something one time that said something to that effect where they aren't on great terms because of X, Y, and Z. I don't want to put it out there because it's conjecture, and I'm just not about that. But what they said was pretty much echoed the same sort of thing, that they're not. The cousins aren't actually like I said, on good terms. So yeah, maybe it will help if they get back on good terms and can give Hugh Fury some good sparring and good advice. Here we go, decision. I want to listen to this. Listen to this nonsense. (117, 111) UD. Yeah, Povetkin and Hugh Fury's like shake of the head, like, yeah. What to say about that? What to say about that? Fair play to you, Alexander Povetkin. You got a UD in England as the away fighter, and no one can say anything. No one can say anything at all. And that's. I don't want to talk anymore about this. I don't want to talk any more about this fight. So Ricardo Chile saying rubbish cards for 20 quid, 100%, 100%. Funnily enough, it wasn't pay-per-view, but the Atif Shafiq fight, Tennyson fight was a really good fight. That only went 2 rounds, and that was really good on the basis that it had a pretty crazy knockout If you haven't seen it, Ricardo Shilly or anyone else that's listening, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it, because it's just 2 rounds. It doesn't even finish the full second round kind of thing. And you get to see a pretty crazy, like rough. It's a rough knockout to watch, actually. Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch it on back as well. But yeah, crazy knockout. One for the highlight books as well, definitely. It will get played again because it's one of those. Lands on both his legs as he falls back. Really rough to watch. But what's great and was even rougher to watch was that fight, and knowing it's on pay-per-view. Yeah. So now, thankfully I can move on, talk about something else. And what I will do is, I can absolutely get that crap about Fury and Povetkin off of my screen. Lomachenko versus Campbell. We're now moving on to the next fight, which I think is going to start in about 10 to 13 minutes, 10, 15 minutes kind of thing. And so I was talking on my live stream with Steve last week about this fight as we were waiting for Antiyard versus Kovalev. It's on a timestamp. If you want to go back and check that out after this, about our thoughts on this upcoming fight, Lomachenko versus Campbell. And me and Steve had differing opinions. So Steve, if I remember correctly, thought at the time that the fight would go rounds. Campbell, with his height, reach advantage, would cause Loma problems. Loma would eventually figure him out, and it would again go rounds. But whereas I personally don't see it that way at all. And once again, I was happy to be. You know what? I'm now not happy to be wrong about Hughie Fury getting stopped late, because seeing more Hughie Fury, unless he changes it up, he actually changes it up, then maybe I'd like to see more of him. But at this rate, no. I see this as a blowout. I see this somewhat similar to the Crawler fight previously. Like I said, the cliche in boxing is levels, but this is apt. I think Campbell is a good fighter. He is a good fighter, and I think Loma is a great fighter. And frankly, in my opinion, he's fought better already in Jorge Linares, being the one that springs to mind. I think Jorge Linares maybe not now, but is a better fighter at that stage, and being the best fighter, or a better fighter at least, than Luke Campbell that he's fought. I see Luke Campbell as being someone who isn't kind of at that kind of level. I know obviously what happened with Jorge Linares. People think that maybe Luke Campbell did win that, and that obviously he was coming off his father dying, who he told no one about, which is a little bit silly. I get that he wanted to kind of tough it out and brave out and see the fight through. Maybe he felt that he owed people that, but obviously it would have had an effect on him. I get it, and I take him on his, not that I take him on his word, but I think it's sincere. When he said that it was ill as well in the previous fight with Von Mendy. I think he's a sincere guy, and apparently he's in his best condition. But I mean, how does Luke win? So those of you in the chat, and those of you who are watching this back, if you do watch this back, obviously you'll be watching back in the sense of what's happened. But let me know that after having seen it, how you thought Luke could have won. But those who are in the chat, let me know, how do you think Luke could win? Because this is how I think Luke could win. So if Luke, and there's a number of factors I think that have to come together, but if Luke feeds off the crowd, because sometimes the crowd's pretty dead actually. Because I wrote this point down in my notes, and now I'm thinking I could take a big red marker pen and write over my laptop and a big X over this point, because after that fight, that crowd are put to sleep. So this point might be null and void now, which is another annoying point from Hughie Fury that has put this crowd to sleep. But yeah, anyway, mini ran over about that. But if the crowd wake up and they ignite, and Luke feeds off the crowd, which I think should be a pro card for him. Sometimes a crowd, especially a home crowd, can lift your performance, not by loads, but give you that extra 1-2% that you need. And should the crowd be on Luke's side, which I think they will, even though they probably will back Loma as well, he needs to feed off that energy the crowd create and use that to his advantage. Luke is going to have to use his experience as well that he's gained in the ring, and his ring smarts. Like Luke Campbell in the ring does have a good ring IQ. You don't not have a ring IQ you don't not have a ring IQ if you've won a 2012 London Olympic gold medal. You've got that about you. You've got that pedigree about you. You've got you're multifaceted in your skills and abilities. Another way that Luke could win the fight is, quite frankly, that he rolls the dice. I believe that he has to roll the dice and take risks, because Lomachenko is going to throw. We know that. Lomachenko is going to throw hard and mix up his punch strength, hitting light, hitting hard. He's going to throw off angles. We know this, the Matrix. And he's going to throw in volume. He doesn't often just throw 1 or 2 punches when he's engaging. He throws a flurry of punches. Luke needs to fight fire with fire. Maybe even take a few to give a few, and throw when Lomachenko throws, and try to catch him with a few punches. I think he needs to hit hard to disrupt Lomachenko and put him off. Hit to the body. No one likes being hit to the body. And a way to disrupt a flurry of punches is to hit to the body. Take the wind out of him when you're throwing punches, and that can give Lomachenko something to think about when he's throwing those combinations. You need to land to the body and do that often to stop the barrage of punches. Sorry. According to what I've read, and this is kind of consensus, we probably see this on the tail of the tape, and it's not just consensus, it's science and biology. Lomachenko has a reach of 166 centimeters. This is my breaking research that I've done before for my notes. Loma has a reach of 166 centimeters, and Campbell has a reach of 180 centimeters. Luke needs to use every single centimeter of that advantage in reach to try and negate Lomachenko from getting in on the inside and doing work. Luke needs to gauge his range quickly and work off of that range quickly. He can't take too much time in settling and trying to find his range, because that again gives Lomachenko the advantage, and that's the time when if you get your range quickly, you're going to have your success quicker. So he needs to be hot straight out the gate and have found that range as quick as possible to get as much success as he possibly can get. Watch out for and avoid the overhand, especially the overhand right. Luke Campbell is taller than Vasily Lomachenko. Everybody knows this. And a way to cover that height and hit someone who's taller is to use the overhand to cover that distance. Someone at Lomachenko's level will know that, and that is a brilliant way for him to negate that height advantage that Luke Campbell does have. And Luke will know that, hopefully. He will know that that punch is coming at some point in the fight, multiple points in the fight. He'll have to know that he's got to avoid that by ducking, getting out of the way, and just being wary of that punch throughout the fight. Use the jab and feint. So just pour out to the jab to disrupt. Hit hard with the jab to give him something to think about, and feint. Try and draw a punch or punches from Lomachenko, and then counter. And then if all else fails, I'm gonna read your comments after this, see what you guys have thought in terms of how Luke could win. If all else fails, fight dirty. Now I know Luke Campbell isn't a dirty fighter, and I don't think he's going to switch up his style at all for this fight. However, there are some things you can take from the Salido fight. And if he fights a little bit Salido-esque, I don't think he will. But at times, if he does, if Loma's coming in, you look out, when Loma comes in, look how Salido handled him. Take a few of those tactics, take a few of those things that Salido did into the fight with Lomachenko. You never know when you might need it and how it could help you in the fight. So look at what Salido did and take that into your fight. So let's have a look what you guys have said coming into the chat and coming into this fight. So Ricardo Shilly says, Mick Hennessy could eat a weekly shop in one day. #levels. Weekly shop of chocolates, biscuits. The guy loves his food, as you can tell. Ricardo Shilly putting pissing all over my how Luke Campbell could win. He can't win. You might be right. Luke Campbell can't win. Maybe I'm totally talking a load of rubbish. I just think puncher's chance is always there. I know Luke Campbell isn't exactly the most, devastating of knockout artist that you've ever seen, or knockout punches you've ever seen, but shit can happen. You know what I mean? Shit can happen. Lomachenko's been dropped before. He's human. and a human can get knocked out if the right punch lands. So I think he could win, is what I say. Do I think he will win? We'll get to that in a moment. But I do think he could win, whether it's long and drawn out or not. But yeah, Tommy Temper saying Fury doesn't fight like a typical traveler. He's scared to engage and commit. Agreed. We've seen that throughout his career, and we saw that in that fight. I want to put that fight out of my mind. If you've all seen Men in Black, when they pull out that small little silver gadget with a red beam and like look into this, and they like tell you like why now wipe your memory of the last 30 minutes. Click the button, do that on me so I can fucking forget that fight. G Lung says Luke could win by flying knee, Jorge Masvidal style in the UFC against Ben Askren. You get disqualified, but who could knock out Lomachenko. You could see the Lomachenko knockout in that sort of sense. He might need a flying knee type of innovative style type of offense to bring something new to knock out Lomachenko. Yeah, you're going to need something different to phase Lomachenko, definitely. Ivan Lewis, great to see you here, Ivan Lewis. I haven't seen you here before. If you're new here, please do like and subscribe to the channel. But thank you for being here. Great to have you here, Ivan Lewis. Huey was punching behind the head like crazy. Man, Huey was doing nothing like crazy. Huey was a load of rubbish. Load of crap. What to say about Huey Fury is I don't know. Unless he switches it up, I'm not really interested in seeing another Huey Fury fight, to be honest with you. How many fights is the deal? Is it 3? Because I think Eddie will want to get those fights out straight away. Straight away get those fights out. So that deal, if that's a based on fight deal kind of thing, which it probably is, you know what I mean, out of the way so we can get Chuck of Huey. Last King of Scotland, Huey's not good enough. Simple as. 100% agree, not good enough. 3 step-ups, 3 fails. He doesn't get blown out. And by no means does he... What am I trying to say here? By no means... Again, I just sound like a Huey apologist, but he never gets obliterated. He just doesn't do enough. The guy just doesn't do enough. Referee didn't even take a single point from Huey. That's a shame. I mean, yeah, it's all kind of... Fortunately, it doesn't matter. Fortunately, there wasn't a robbery. Fortunately, there wasn't a ridiculous decision, Ivan, if that's how you pronounce it, sorry. But yeah, Povetkin won that fight, and it's good that he got that decision on this shores, even though it wasn't even anywhere near close. G-Lung with his first guy, I think, to put his prediction in. G-Lung going Loma by 8th round knockout. Going in towards the mid to late rounds, 8th round, G puts his colours on the 8th round by knockout. Last King of Scotland says 7-12. Last King of Scotland has 50 quid on Lomachenko to win in between 7 and 12, and he stands to win 200. I do hope for him that it comes through and you celebrate with those winnings as well. Hopefully Luke lasts that long. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, who knows if he does end up lasting that long, if he does get those rounds in and is able to get anywhere between the 7th and 12th. Arcadius says, oh, no way. Arcadius, what's that in reaction to? It's good to see you here. I think you were one of my first subscribers, Arcadius, back when I did one of my first videos. So if you're still here, it's great to see you in on the live stream. Good to have you here. Freddie says, is he actually playing the footage? No, I'm not, Freddie. I'm not looking to get copyright struck. If I put the footage up, I mean, I'd love to put the footage up for you guys, but, you know, I can't. I'll end up getting copyright struck, and that's like 3 months. It means you can't stream for 3 months. I think I've not got any strikes on my channel, but yeah, I believe that it can lead to your channel getting removed and streaming stopped for 3 months, and I don't want that to happen. There are places you can find it. I'm just live reacting with you guys in the chat. You're welcome to stay here. I'd love to have you here, but if you're looking for footage of the fight, you won't find it here, unfortunately. But thanks for popping in if you do end up choosing to leave. But it'd be good to have you to stay. Last King of Scotland obviously answering says no. Thanks, bro. Hopefully it comes in your bet. It's not a bad bet. I don't bet. I've only ever bet once, which is betting on the wrestling because I knew how the storyline would play out. So it's like easy money. It's almost guaranteed. And I didn't even put a load on there because I'm just not the betting type. But yeah, hopefully it comes through for you. So I would have thought the fight would have started like the ring walks and stuff. I think Eddie said it was going to be 10:30, or someone on Twitter said it was going to be 10:30. Whilst we're waiting for that, I'm just going to quickly pull up Twitter. Let's see what people have been saying in terms of the reaction to some of the undercard, or the reaction in general to this fight. If you fancy it, follow me on Twitter at TakeAims. The how it's spelled out is on the live stream. You can see I do post on Twitter, starting to post a little bit more. So if you're wanting to follow me, please do at TakeAims, as well as on Instagram. On Instagram, I do more a bit about myself. So yeah, feel free to follow me on that. If you're new here as well, like and subscribe to the channel. Liking helps me out loads. It helps with the promotion of the channel. It'd be great if you could do that for me. And subscribe as well, because I cover boxing from a different sort of angle. Try to be funny and entertaining. And then I do these live streams to chill with you guys and interact with you. Because I do love doing that and getting your opinions and things on the fight. It's always, because the thing is, I'm going to watch these fights by myself anyway. So, fuck that. I'm better off sitting with you guys and just chilling with you guys and watching the fight and getting to know what you guys think, and me rambling on a little bit as well, stretching the vocal cords as it were. So yeah, I do enjoy doing these live streams. So yeah, if you're new, do subscribe. In terms of what I've got coming up, I've said it before, but I'll just repeat it again. I'm doing episode 2 of the Contender Division. If you don't know what that is, check out the intro. The link is in the description. So after this stream, if you haven't seen it, check out the intro to it. If you remember the Contender back in the day, the TV series where they these people in the boxers in the middleweight division came together in a sort of tournament to win $1 million in a Contender belt. It was on back in 2005. I'm covering it, making some jokes, putting in some memes, making you laugh along the way. Check out the intro, which is 3 minutes, about 3 minutes long, putting some jokes in there, and then the first episode is around 18 minutes long. Loads of jokes in there as well. Recap the episode, throw in some jokes, and then look at the aftermath, like a deep dive into what the fighter who gets eliminated went on to do. I'm now editing episode 2. The editing's nearly done, but I've got an interview hopefully lined up with one of the Contender alumni from the TV show that I want to put in with the next episode. That interview is taking place on Wednesday, late because obviously he's in America. Once I've got that interview done, I'll put the highlights of the interview, and it'll put together why the episode's kind of taken quite a while to be put out. But you'll understand once I put that out. I don't want to spoil it just yet as to who it is, but you'll get the idea once it's out. But once that's edited, I'll put the highlights in, and then I'll put the unedited version of the interview on my channel as well. It'd be great to get that person's kind of intake of opinion of like how actually the Contender kind of worked and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of a weird thing, and it hasn't. They're just in a new series as well. So I'm looking to do from series 1 all the way up to this new series and get to there, which is hosted obviously by Andre Ward, was by Sylvester Stallone. So yeah, that's gonna happen. I'll probably be getting out a shitboxing fan say on Yard versus Kovalev and Lomachenko Campbell and Povetkin versus Fury. I'm sure a load of people have got a lot to say about Povetkin versus Fury, so it'd be good to make a load of jokes. Hopefully people put a shitload of funny stuff about Povetkin versus Fury. I'd imagine that they have as well, because it's been a bit of a shit show, that one. So yeah, that'll be coming out soon. And there's something as well in the works. I don't want to quite say it just yet, but I will let you guys know. Put a video out once it's confirmed as well. A couple of things are coming in motion to see maybe the channel progress a little bit more. I'm speaking with an editor, and I'm speaking with other people. So hopefully a few irons are in the fire to progress the channel on a little bit more. So it'll be interesting the next coming couple of months as to what's happening. So hopefully I'll bring out some good things for you guys and making you laugh along the way. But yeah, if you can help in any way by liking the stream, watching the videos and clicking liking them as well, sharing them if you can, and subscribing if you haven't already, it'll be great. Great help. Trying to get to 100 before Christmas. That's my target. to get to 100 subscribers before Christmas. I think it's achievable. I'm around 56, 55, I think. So yeah. As we're getting towards the fight now, is it ring walks? Hopefully it's ring walks. Yeah, Lomachenko's doing his ring walk. Thank God. I can now finally put that Hugh Fury fight to bed. Campbell's already in the ring. Okay, cool. Vladimir Klitschko is in the crowd. Good to see Vlad. I think Usyk was said that he wasn't going to come. Then he was going to come. Then he wasn't, and he is. I haven't seen him just yet. I haven't panned to him in the crowd. But hopefully Usyk is there. Usyk has a sick sense of humor. I absolutely love watching Usyk in the interviews. Seems like a really fun guy. So whilst we're getting the I'm just going to breeze through my notes because I've been a little bit slow on them. Whilst we're going through, because the fight's about to start. What could stop Loma from winning? Let me know what could stop Loma from winning, because this is how I broke it down. So it's known that Lomachenko has had a few injuries during his career. One of them being his shoulder. It was a torn labrum which Lomachenko suffered during his knockout win of Jorge Linares. Yeah, he knocked out Linares, and even then after getting that injury as well, it's even more impressive from Vasily. It's fucking ridiculous. But simply test it. Like, Luke Campbell should test that shoulder. Throw to the arms, throw to the shoulders, and something innocuous could happen. It's boxing. Innocuous things happen. A repeat injury could happen, a similar injury could occur, or an even worse injury could occur in this fight, which could only help Luke Campbell, and it would only be in his favour for that to happen. Should that happen, sorry. He needs that little bit of luck. He needs that something to go wrong in Lomachenko's kind of end to pull through with the win. So try to exploit that. Try to shoot to the shoulder if you can to expose an injury if that's possible. I mean, let me read this quote from you from the doctor who performed the surgery on Lomachenko. This is what he said. Clear evidence that he had a recent dislocation of the shoulder, and the most common injury that happens when there is a dislocation is a tear in the labrum. His is pretty extensive. A typical tear usually goes from about 2 o'clock, if you're looking at the face-up clock, down to about 6. His goes almost all the way around. I would say he has significant instability of his right shoulder. Expose that. Shoot to the shoulder if you can to test it out, and maybe a repeat or innocuous injury could occur from that. Anything can happen in a boxing fight, like I said. And just work on that wear and tear. It would only do to serve him well. The second injury in the form of what was a niggling hand injury, a dislocated knuckle, occurred during the Anthony Crawler fight when I think it was in the process of knocking him out. A reoccurrence of that maybe, or a more severe injury suffered against Luke, could happen against Luke Campbell, and again work in Luke Campbell's favour. How does Loma win? If you guys are going with Lomachenko winning, tell me exactly how it happens. If you're saying stoppage, how is the stoppage happening? Is it a body shot? Is it successive barrage of punches where the referee comes in? Let me know what you guys think, because for me, how Loma wins by just being Lomachenko. You know it all already. Use the angles, punch in bunches, step in, step out. Maybe take a few rounds to figure out Luke Campbell, then engage, hit to the head, hit to the body, then pivot, throw more, or disengage. He can literally do anything but just be himself. He can do it all. But most importantly, Lomachenko just needs to be Lomachenko. And yeah, like, what's on the line is, like, the winner of this fight is believed to, I think from what I listened to what Bob Arum said, is going on to fight the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Commey, which is a good fight, I think. And the winners of those fights will be in a great fight too. I think it's set for Lopez and Lomachenko. However, Richard Commey isn't an easy fight in my opinion. Who knows, Teofimo might end up blowing him out, but I think it'll be a tough one. I need to check out the heights for Richard Commey, because no more tall guys for Teofimo Lopez. He can't handle them. But yeah, I'm not sure of Richard Commey's height. The thing with him, I do like Teofimo Lopez as well. He needs to put the pageantry aside for me. It's a bit too much. I'm not one for the Fortnite celebrations and the backflip. Imagine fucking doing a backflip or a Fortnite celebration and your opponent's seriously damaged. You get another Dadashev on your hands and you're fucking backflipping and doing fucking that and your legs side to side shit that you see in Fortnite. Fuck that stuff. Put that shit to a side and just do what you do, knock people out. He's kind of slowed down a little bit as he stepped up, obviously, with that taller fella. And as well, maybe, with Teofimo Lopez, I do like him, but there's footage of him getting dropped in sparring. I don't know if you guys seen that. It did the rounds a couple of months back. I think it's old, but it's out there. But either way, I think that's going to be a great fight if it does end up being Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. Both of them have got to earn that fight. Luke Campbell's a test and Richard Commey's a test as well. But that should be a good fight should it happen. Whilst we're waiting as well, it's about to imminently start. News of the week. If you haven't seen it, check it out quickly after this. Jeff Horn was stopped by Michael Zerafa in the 9th round. I haven't seen the full fight. I've just seen a 40-second clip over in Australia. This is the same Michael Zerafa that gave Kell Brook problems. The strip, I believe it's the stripper, the part-time stripper, Michael Zerafa, the one that absolutely peppered Kell Brook with shots. Leaky Kell Brook. Kell Brook looked like he just wasn't the Kell Brook that we've seen before. As we're getting the national anthems, I can just waffle on a little bit more and go through my notes. They fought at the Bendigo Stadium in Australia for the World Boxing Association's Oceania middleweight title. And in this clip, Zerafa lands a left hook, then a 2-1-2, a 2-1-2, which backs Horn up into the corner. And he's in absolutely dire straits. And the commentary are just saying, like, he's ready to go, saying the fight is over. Horn covers up well on the ropes. 1 or 2 shots get through from Zerafa. And Zerafa just piles on the pressure as Horn ducks down. When Horn ducks down, he just can't get up. He buckles. He's on the canvas. He tries to get up. His elbows and arms, they buckle as well. And he falls onto his head on the canvas. He's trying to get up, and he's all over the shop. He's absolutely all over the gaff. He's all over the shop, and he staggers back to the ropes. Commentators are like imploring Jeff Horn's corner to throw in the towel, saying he's done, he's roasted. But the referee administers the count still. His cornermen are actually up on the ropes as well. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably shouting at Jeff Horn to let him know there's 45 seconds left. But and to just get through the round. This is the 9th round of a 10th rounder, by the way. So just to see it through, Vladimir Klitschko is standing for the Ukrainian national anthem. About 3 or 4 shots land from Zerafa as they make it over to the opposite corner of the ring. And that barrage is enough to send Horn down as the referee steps in to stop the fight. And what is an upset, surely, Jeff Horn is stopped by Michael Zerafa in Australia, in Bendigo. I haven't seen the rest of the fight. It's not been up for me to see it. But yeah, I don't think that was on the cards. And Zerafa took his opportunity and fuck yeah. It looked like it could have been an entertaining fight. I'll probably watch it back. But yeah, fucking Horn beat Pacquiao a few fights on. The Terence Crawford fight must have done it. Terence Crawford fight must have took a lot out of him, because a couple of fights later, or whatever it is, the next fight, Zerafa's done him in. Zerafa's done him in the 9th. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Just as well, while we're waiting, I'm probably going to do soon, if I animate it and get it done, a segment on these live streams called News of the Week, where I do let you know what the interview of the week was. And for my money, the interview of the week was, to be honest with you, it wasn't actually related to this fight, but I loved every single second of it. Check it out if you can. It was Boxing News TV with their interview with Bob Arum. It's titled We Met Al Heyman. Wilder vs. Fury 2 is on. Bob Arum exclusive. I urge you to check it out after this live stream, because it had me laughing, because it goes into Bob Arum talking about weed, describing how he eats edibles, and describing indicas and sativas. It had me laughing. Just this old ass guy talking about weed. It's really funny the way he was describing it. I don't know why, but it just made me laugh. It was a great interview. I urge everyone to check it out. It made me laugh. So yeah, interview of the week for me goes to that one. Really, really funny. Just something so strange about Bob talking about weed. So the fight's just about to start. I've waffled on for quite a bit. I'm going to check what you guys are saying. If you're still in here with me, let's have a look what you're saying. Ricardo Shilly, Luke is going to get put on ice. Last King of Scotland, can you bet on wrestling? You can. Some markets allow you to bet on wrestling. The odds are deliberately short, so you can't win a lot, but you can. And if you know a bit about wrestling, because I grew up watching it, it's very... The same things get done. They repeat history quite a bit. And if you know a little bit about the storylines, you know what's going to happen. Long story short, basically, there was a feud between 3 people. The two of them were fighting, I knew that the third person from the storyline would come in to help the bad guy lose and interfere. I bet on that happening, a DQ win for the opponent, and it happened, so I won the money. So it's just really, really straightforward. Tommy Tempo, I just gave you a boost of 3 subs. Thank you so much for that. Every single sub helps. Hopefully the sub thing came through. I didn't quite hear it, which is a shame. If the sub thingy, the Lions in the Camp sub came through, but it doesn't matter too much if it didn't. Ricardo Shilly, that Zerafa can fight. Yeah, like, he gave Brook so many problems, and Brook was just taking it. He could take a punch, and he could give out a punch as well. He's not a bum by any means, but Jeff Horn, man, you go so far against getting a win against Manny Pacquiao, and then you drop so quickly by getting stopped by Michael Zerafa. So yeah, just Jeff Horn getting smoked by a stripper. It's exactly what happened, man. Maybe you can give him a free dance after the fact to soften the wounds for him, soften the blow, the loss. But yeah, Last King of Scotland, Bob's a G. Bob, the Bob father, is a massive G. The guy is a legend in the game. Does what the fuck he wants to Bob, doesn't he? Absolutely loves it. What a guy. What a geezer. So Michael Buffer's just giving the official introductions. Lomachenko's got... Is that a few boos I hear? Can't quite tell. It'd be good if I got the thing up here on my phone so I could have you guys on the stream. So I'm going to just quickly try and do that whilst we waiting for it to kick off. Yeah, I've got it. Sweet. We'll put that here. Get that set up. Lomachenko, man, is something else. So, yeah, I'm going with inside 5 rounds. So, if you're wavering, if you haven't gotten your prediction yet, put it in now, and we can have a look after the fight. See who's on point, see who's the soothsayer, who's got the boxing knowledge and can predict the future. I'm going with inside 5. Luke in the blue shorts. I like the blue shorts. They look quite cool, quite classy. Lomachenko, I think he's in his guard before the Ukrainian style colours as they meet towards the ring. The centre ring, getting the instructions from the referee. They touch gloves. We're about to get the bell for the first round. This is it. If Luke can pull off the shock victory, this will go down in the annals of history, as Tunde Ajayi said last week about Kovalev versus Yard. Obviously, it's annals, but this would go down in the annals of history should Luke Campbell pull off the victory. I'm hoping he does it. I don't think he will. We'll see. Seconds out, round 1. They meet in the centre of the ring. Campbell pours out the jab. Both got quite relaxed. Campbell shooting up and top, feigning to shoot up and top to the body, head body head kind of thing. Campbell taking the center. Lomachenko goes around the ring, moving to the left. Lomachenko can fight off the front foot and the back foot. I'm hearing Loma chants. They're just pouring out at the moment. A shot, a little bit of a jab hook kind of thing from Campbell, just to hit him on tap him on the arms. Pulling out the jab, shoots for the body, misses. Lomachenko moves out of the way. Lomachenko moving to his left. Lomachenko comes in with a jab just to test it. Nothing quite happens. There we go. Campbell chants coming from the crowd. Shooting to the body, it connects. Just a testing sort of shot. A little bit of a chess match, just feeling each other out kind of thing, as you'd expect in the first minute of the fight as we move into the second minute. Luke pouring out that right hand. Lomachenko doing the same sort of thing, praying mantis sort of thingy with his 2 arms. Lomachenko feigning left and right, ducking. Campbell shoots the body. You can kind of see the tall frame, long legs of Luke Campbell. Stepping in. Hopefully he's gauging the distance. Like I said, this is how Luke Campbell could win. Gauging the distance and gauging it quickly. Pouring out that jab will help you gauge that distance. Just shooting out a 1-2 just like he's pouring it out. Just trying to stop Lomachenko coming in. Lots of feints from the both of them. No one's engaged just yet. No real shot of landed first. Who will draw first blood in terms of landing? It's Luke Campbell with a left hand. Blocked partially from Lomachenko. Lomachenko looks to throw, but then thinks again and stops it. Pours out a jab. Doesn't connect. Pours out a double jab. Doesn't connect. Shoots to the body. Connects. Lomachenko now taking the center ring and pushing Luke Campbell back. Now Luke Campbell pushes Lomachenko back. Shoots a right hook to the body, then to the head. That one to the body gets through more than the head does. Good shot. Good shot to the body from Lomachenko and to the head, which is blocked. Kind of mirroring each other there. Check left hook from Luke Campbell on Lomachenko. Good shot there. Really good shot. Shoots to the body as well, does Luke Campbell. Another left hook, partially blocked. Good first round. Good first round from Luke Campbell. Not a lot to separate them. I'm not scoring it just by the eye test. I'd probably say Luke nicked that. I think I'm being probably a little bit biased. Let me know if you think Luke nicked that as well. I think I'm being probably a bit biased, but I'll go for the eye test for me. Luke nicking that. Easily could be a 10-10. Last King of Scotland echoing the same sort of thing as we. First round to Luke Campbell. It's a really good shot. We've seen it in slow-mo. Catches Campbell, catches Lomachenko on the top of the head. That with a little bit of power, actually more towards the ear on second viewing. That with a little bit of power could have rocked Lomachenko, but good. That will hopefully motivate Luke Campbell. Give him a little bit of... obviously, Lomachenko didn't throw anything and didn't throw anything back, so you know it's easier hitting a target that's not throwing back. But good start to draw some motivation for Luke Campbell. First round to Luke Campbell for me. Just checking while I do it, that's fine. Feinting in the center of the ring, both of them. Campbell again pouring things out. Not looking to land, just looking to disrupt. Lomachenko steps in, he's stepping in low. He's trying to change the height that he's punching at to put off Luke Campbell. Coming in low, stepping in under the jab and then coming up to getting on the inside is what Lomachenko's looking to do. Hasn't quite engaged just yet, but I can see that that's what his plan is. Steps in at the same his natural height level with a double jab. Doesn't connect again, it's just a pouring kind of jab. Stepping now, changing his levels in terms of his height low. And Luke Campbell does the same thing with his jab, shooting deliberately higher and then putting it low as well. Good right hand there. Double jab there from Lomachenko and then hitting to the body. Campbell's towards the ropes. Lomachenko on the front foot. Pours out double jab which lands. Not with any real effect does Lomachenko. Back into the center ring is Luke Campbell. Shoots him off with a left hook left to the body. Back in the ring. Lomachenko is now getting in a bit too easy. He's not doing anything yet, but he's a bit too easy in terms of stepping in and closing that distance to get in on the inside. Campbell's not throwing any check left hooks or any left hooks to stop that. Bit of a flurry punch. None of them land from Luke Campbell. A jab lands from Lomachenko on Campbell. Puts him off balance a bit. Shoots to the body, does Lomachenko. Jabs again from Luke Campbell, just pouring them out. Again, Lomachenko's closing that range a little bit too easy. Campbell's not keeping this at range. Another jab. Good hook there from Campbell. Nothing too strong. Jab pours out from Lomachenko. Does connect on Luke Campbell. Nothing telling. Neither of them have... Good shot there to get Luke Campbell off the ropes. They clinch. Campbell's trying to show his strength there by taking towards the ropes. The referee, Victor Loughlin, breaks up that clinch. Pouring out the jab again. His arms are going to be so knackered if he keeps doing this for 12 rounds. But it's working. It's working for Luke Campbell. A jab there from Lomachenko. Good shot to the body from Luke Campbell. Good shot in return from Lomachenko. Just a jab though. Campbell on the front foot, pushing Lomachenko to the back. He circles around to his left. Good shot again from Luke Campbell. Hits the head of Lomachenko. Lomachenko ducks the first 2 shots. Good hook there to the body. Another hook to the body from Campbell on Lomachenko. That's the way when it... Good shot there from Lomachenko on Campbell to close the end of the round. Tougher to score that one. I think that one goes even for me. That round does. Let me know how you guys saw it in the chat. If you saw that even, I could just as a if a gun was to my head, I'd probably just about give that to Luke Campbell. But I think for my money that was a 10-10, very even. Last King of Scotland disagrees with me. He says 1 each. So give him that round to Lomachenko. It looks like, so far, my prediction of this being a blowout and ending in 5 rounds was completely wrong. There's lots of time left for that to happen. But I like what I'm seeing from Luke. It's only 2 rounds in, but again, I like what I'm seeing. Again, Lomachenko changing the angles and changing the height. Not pivoted off just yet. So sorry, he hasn't changed the angle, he's changing the height. Shoots to the body, jab gets through. Couple of jabs there from Luke Campbell, 1, 2. Shoots the 2, shoots the 1 again. Just pouring, just trying to get out the range, get the range out for Lucas. Vasily Lomachenko moves out the way and he's moving to his left. Lomachenko on the tips of his feet, stepping in with a jab, then comes back out. More range finding sort of punches from Luke Campbell. Gets a shot to the body through. They clinch as Lomachenko gets into the inside. Campbell with a high guard blocks a jab from Lomachenko. Shoots like a wild hook just to get Vasily Lomachenko out of range. Shot to the body from Luke Campbell. Really good shot. Lomachenko pushes out the jab again. They're just doing these tippy-tappy sort of jabs. Not to hit, but just to find range. See if anyone wants to make a move and draw them in. Great shot. Great hook there from Luke Campbell on Lomachenko. Lomachenko takes it and moves around to his left again. Good jab gets through from Lomachenko. Doesn't want to be towards the ropes as Luke Campbell gets caught with a couple of jabs. Not flush, but gets caught with them. On the inside, Luke Campbell does some work. Lomachenko doesn't get to shoot off because Luke Campbell moves out the way. Body shot from Lomachenko. Good body shot there from Luke Campbell. Great shot there from Vasily Lomachenko. Left hook, hits the body, head, as Campbell is on the ropes. The shot got in. I don't think he's quite too affected by it, but it was a great shot which rocked the head back of Luke Campbell. Just a little bit now of Vasily Lomachenko just getting in the 3rd round. Campbell now taking this, pushing Vasily Lomachenko towards the outside, getting into the center of the ring. Both of them feigning to go to the body. Lots of feints here, lots of feints. Lomachenko again changing his height. Luke Campbell trying to shoot a check left, but Vasily Lomachenko doesn't buy it. Good shot there, good uppercut there. Good uppercut from Luke. Single shot there, but it was a good one. Lomachenko nods his head. Campbell on the outside, which I don't think Campbell wants to be. Good shot on the inside. A left hook from Campbell. Doesn't want to be there, though. Another even round. There was a big eye-catching shot, which might take the eye of the judges and giving that to Lomachenko. But I think that was, again, another even round, which was very hard to score. I don't like doing 10-10s. I feel like there's another 10-10, but I don't want to do another 10-10, so I'm going to go with Lomachenko having won that round. I think I'm now actually going to score it. But that was a big shot. That was a big, big shot. So we're going with.
This fight's gonna boil down to conditioning of Campbell. If Campbell can maintain this pace through the course of this fight, he has a chance to
so
Lomachenko.
it's good so far. Campbell not getting overwhelmed. He's doing well. Not being out of depth or anything. Good shot as they start in the third round. Is it the third or the fourth? Sorry. Fourth round, sorry. Very interesting fight so far. It's almost... No, it's not quite made up for the Fury Povetkin fight, but this is good. This is a good watch. Shot to the body from Lomachenko. Changing the height again. Dipping low to his right and then looking to engage, but doesn't quite throw off a punch. Just misses with a jab. Good body head from Luke Campbell. Double jab from Vasily Lomachenko. If you can hear Timothy Bradley saying Lomachenko's gone on the trying to get on the inside, he is, but he gets to the inside. He's not shooting. Good body shot there from Luke Campbell. Good body head from. Good shot there. Lomachenko now looking to step up. Another one of those jabs that pushes Luke Campbell's head back. Pressure's now coming on a little bit as Lomachenko steps on the gas. Campbell stepping forward with the right hook. Crowd shouting Campbell. Giving a little bit of support. Luke shooting off with a three-punch combination, which is blocked. A couple of those punches miss as well. Good shot to the body from Luke Campbell on Lomachenko. Right hook to the body. Another good couple of body shots as Lomachenko comes into range. Body shot again. Two body shots, one to the left and one to the right from Campbell on Lomachenko. They're both in the center of the ring, neither of them engaging. Some good inside work from Luke Campbell actually. We're saying that Lomachenko is going to, be great on the inside, but Lomachenko's not getting off at the moment at the inside. But with Luke Campbell is another great body shot. Really good body shot here actually. Invest into the body early. Maybe the way to stop Lomachenko later on. In terms of him pouring it on, not maybe stopping him. Lomachenko feigning but not shooting at the moment. He's not actually put out a lot here actually in this fourth round. Good body shot again on the inside and followed up with another. I think it just missed. He returns. Lomachenko does back on Luke Campbell. Looked like it hurt. Again, another body shot back in on the inside from Campbell on Lomachenko. It's a right hook to the body. Another up jab. I'm repeating that from Joe Tessitore. Shoots to the body as Lomachenko on Campbell. Gets in. Left hook. Campbell pushes Lomachenko back towards the ropes as the bell rings for that fourth round. That, for me, is a Luke Campbell round. Thought he did really well there. Just putting that in now. I thought that was a really good round, actually, for Luke Campbell. I thought Lomachenko wasn't pushing out his punches like he normally does. Usyk's in the crowd. They did make it in the end. Good to see. Last King of Scotland says, don't underestimate the fact Luke is fighting for his dad's memory. His heart might keep him in there longer than he usually would. See, it's like intangibles like that I don't think get the credit that they should normally do, because it is those intangible kind of factors that do drive these boxers. They do live off emotion. They do perform better when they have that motivation for them. And I think that's why I said like the crowd could help give Luke Campbell that extra 1%, 2% edge, and things like that. Fighting for those sort of things could again give Campbell that motivation to if he's down from a body shot, get up for it even if he's hurting. So yeah, I completely agree with you with what you're saying. It's those kind of intangibles that could weigh in, and you'll know that after the fight, won't you? Because of what they say if he does pull off the win. Bell for the fifth round rings. Luke Campbell is on the front foot, pushing Lomachenko towards the ropes. Lomachenko moves around to his left. Luke Campbell's just touching him. Most of these shots are blocked, most of these shots are missed, but they're not kind of looking to hit. They're just looking to put off Lomachenko. It's doing well to put off Lomachenko.
punches, reach advantage is definitely giving Lomachenko some problems on the outside. Every now and then he'll slip something in.
A 1-2 from Campbell on Lomachenko gets through. The 2 got through more than the 1 did. Lots of feinting, lots of Lomachenko changing the angles. Not quite the Lomachenko we've seen in other fights so far. Good 1-2 there from Luke Campbell and Lomachenko. Lomachenko's not throwing. A double jab from Lomachenko just to pour it out. Again, but doesn't look to land. Just range finding. Lots and lots of range finding in these rounds. Luke Campbell looks really focused. Great shot there from Luke Campbell and Lomachenko. Lomachenko replies with a jab, just catches Luke Campbell off guard. Luke Campbell's on the back foot towards ropes. He doesn't want to be there. I think he needs to clinch to get off of this position. He's feinting to go left and right, then left and right to put Lomachenko off. Good body shot to something. That's it. That's what he needs to do. Hit to the body is what I said. When he comes in to put him off the barrage of punches, hit to the body. And he's doing that. Back in the center ring is Luke Campbell. He gets caught with a great shot there from Lomachenko. Goes to the body. Lomachenko with a left hook. He's now applying the pressure again. Great shot to the body again from Luke Campbell to put Lomachenko off from throwing. Great shot there, right hand, which knocks Luke Campbell's head back, and they clinch. Campbell gets a hook in on the clinch as they're separated by the referee. Back into the center of the ring. Good action here in this round.
Once Lomachenko gets in the inside, he's tying him up. He's not allowing Lomachenko to work in there. Left hand for the body from Lomachenko.
Good body shot there from Lomachenko, got through. You heard the thud from it, it was really good. Double jab again, feinting, rangefinders. Another left hook to the body from Lomachenko. Lomachenko's looking now to invest to the body. Big shoulders you can see from Luke Campbell. Oh, he's rocked there with a shot. I just took my eye off it to see what the chat was saying. He's rocked here. Luke Campbell is. Luke Campbell is covering up. He's on the ropes. Takes a shot to the body. Slips a couple of jabs. He's on the back of the ropes. He's got caught and the bell rings. Was that low? Was he about to go down? He looked visibly rocked there for the first time. Lomachenko gets through. Bit of a shame. I think that he's breathing quite heavily. I think he took a big shot there. Bit of a shame because he was winning that round in my eyes for Luke Campbell. It might have just taken away from him. I think I'd just about give it to Luke Campbell that round. But he was in a bit of bother there, wasn't he? Yeah, right hand catches him and he covers up. So I get what you're saying, Ricardo Shikishali, but the thing is, like, it's not about skills or it's just about motivation. And these little things, fighters fight better as well on motivation. These sorts of things can come through and can help. So who knows? Who knows? But focusing back on this fight, it looked like Lomachenko really put another jab there that gets through, rocks the head back from Luke Campbell. Round 6. This is going round so far. 7-12, last King of Scotland. It's getting towards there.
You're going to have some tough moments. How Campbell responds to that is going to determine how well he does in this fight.
Lots of feints. Lomachenko not stepping on the gas after seeing how the position that Luke Campbell was in the end of that round. But he did hit the jab at the start. Another shot to the body. Good shot to the body. This is good from Luke Campbell. I like that he's investing to the body. It might tell. I hope it tells for him. I'm pretty impressed so far from Luke Campbell. In this fight, stepping on the front foot, dipping low here, dipping a little bit lower, being a lot more active. Shot comes through on Luke Campbell. It's starting to tell a little bit now the difference. Good shot to the body, head body from Luke Campbell. The head doesn't get through, but the body does. Campbell on the back ropes, he's just feinting left and right. Campbell on the ropes, but not, yeah, back to the ropes. He's moving to his left. Shot to the body from Luke Campbell. They clinch on the inside. Good clinch to get Luke Campbell off of the ropes. He's stepping back towards the ropes again, though. Lomachenko putting the pressure on. He got barrage of punches. The 3 in the form of the punch. Left hooks. Left hook and right hooks to the head land from Lomachenko on Campbell. Campbell takes a deep breath. Shoots to the body. Great shot to the body from Campbell on Lomachenko. But he's taking a big deep breath. The pressure might be starting to tell him. A hook in and a clinch. They half clinch. They shoot out from the clinch themselves. Triple jab from Lomachenko just to range find. Puts Luke on the back foot. Good shot there and good jab. As we get into the last 30 seconds of this round, it's looking like a Lomachenko round to me. Shot to the body, shot to the head, good shot to the body from Luke Campbell. Another one to put off Lomachenko. Great shot to the head from Luke Campbell. Lomachenko clinches. Great shot, it rocked him. Not to any massive degree, but it was a great shot nonetheless. At the end of the last round, we're now in the last King of Scotland bet territory. If Vasily Lomachenko stops Luke Campbell from now on till the last round, last King of Scotland stands to win 200 quid. I want Luke Campbell to win, but if he doesn't, I'm glad that you'll have won the 200 quid, so fair play to you. But I'm liking what I see so far from Luke Campbell. That was a Lomachenko round for me. I think Luke Campbell did some good work. I like that he's looking to shoot to the body to stop the barrage of punches. They get to the center of the ring, both of them. Luke Campbell takes a front foot as he pushes Lomachenko back towards the ropes. Lomachenko moves around to his left. He keeps moving around to his left. Gets the jab, the up jab from dipping his knees in on Luke Campbell. Rocks the head back. Not to any sort of powerful degree. Campbell pours again. It keeps pouring. Keeps his range fighting. It keeps Lomachenko honest by doing that. By doing these feints. Vasily Lomachenko dips and moves out of the way. Moving towards his left again. Luke Campbell just shooting. Not shooting to hurt. Just shooting to put off Lomachenko. Starts with an uppercut and a right hook, doesn't get through. Right, straight right, sorry. Andre Ward has it even. Shot to the body again. Vasily Lomachenko dips in and hits a shot to the body from Luke Campbell, who then returns with his own body shot in kind. Lomachenko is backing up Luke Campbell to the ropes. He doesn't want to be there. He saw what happened last time with Lomachenko backing up Luke Campbell to the ropes. He doesn't want to be there. Gets back to the center ring. That's good work. It's better work from Luke Campbell. He needs to stay there. They clinch and they're split by the ref. Jab gets in through from Lomachenko on Campbell. Good hook there from Luke Campbell on Lomachenko. Lomachenko trying to get in on the inside. Luke Campbell takes a step back. He's towards the ropes again. Doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to get caught here either. Back towards the center of the ring now. Luke Campbell takes a couple of steps back. Now he's back towards the ropes again. Doesn't want to be here. A jab gets through from Lomachenko. Great body shot. Great body shot and a hook from Campbell and Lomachenko. Another body shot. Lomachenko's clinching here. He's hurt here. He's definitely hurt here. Great body shot. Go on, Luke. Lomachenko taking the back step. Another body shot. Great right hook from Lomachenko and Campbell. Go on. Go on, Campbell. Another body shot. Another body shot. It's a right hand from Lomachenko and Campbell. Campbell's covering up. He's on the ropes. He's hurt here as well himself. But head body, head body. Hits to the body, clinches. Good work there from Luke Campbell. Lomachenko slips out the clinch. 20 seconds left in the round. They both hurt each other here. Campbell back on the ropes. I think he's hurt more. Head body from Lomachenko back to the center ring is where Luke Campbell wants to be. A couple of jabs keep Vasily Lomachenko on this. Another shot to the body from Campbell. Campbell's back to the ropes again. Needs to step out towards the end of the round. He should be able to see it through. He sees it through. Whoa. What a round. Great round that was. Luke Campbell showing a lot of heart here. He cracked Lomachenko with a shot to body, then to the head, and he had him hurt. And then Lomachenko showing why Lomachenko is Lomachenko. Turned the tables. With the angles, he turns the tables, and then he turned the tables himself with a great shot, having Luke Campbell rocked. Luke Campbell covered up well, got to the ropes where he doesn't want to be, but then clinched, which is what he needs to do to stop the barrage of punches and shoot to the body as well. Great round that was. Campbell hurt Loma there. Good round. Agree with you, last King of Scotland. Ricardo Shilishale, one on cool hand. Come on. Fight Luke. This fight's warming up nicely. Good round. Just again, Lomachenko gets the last word, and he looked a lot more hurt than how Luke Campbell got Lomachenko hurt. But there's success there for Luke Campbell. He's doing really well. How do I score that? Fuck. I think I go with Lomachenko for that round, for me. They're in the center of the ring. Another jab there from Lomachenko, trying to push Campbell. Great overhand left there, covering the distance. As I said, these overhands will cover the distance. Campbell takes it. Clinch on the inside. Another shot to the body. Shots to the body for both of them. Good double jab there from Lomachenko on Campbell. Back in the center of the ring. They're both feinting again. Lots of feints throughout this whole 8 rounds so far. Campbell on the front foot. Just pours out a soft couple of hooks. Gets caught with a jab there, does Campbell. Go on, Luke. Great shot there from Lomachenko. Shoots to the body, then to the head. Campbell covers it up. He sees it coming. Campbell on the back of the ropes. He doesn't want towards the ropes. He doesn't want to be there. Now heading towards the back of the ropes. Shoots back and he gets to the center. Lomachenko allows him to get back to the center. And they reset. Lots and lots of range finding jabs. Campbell's showing him different kind of slips and feints. Getting caught with a jab. A couple of shots to the body for each of them. Really good body work from Luke Campbell here. Head, body, head. Shooting to the body and they clinch. Lomachenko slips out the clinch. And pushes Campbell towards the back of the ropes. Right hook, then a cracking left hook to the head of Luke Campbell. Campbell looks okay here, but he's getting towards the back of the ropes again. Doesn't want to be here. Slips out. That's good work. Back towards the center. Cracks a body shot and then takes a right hand. They clinch in the center of the ring. Good work on the inside here from Lomachenko. Ending with a left hook. Peppering a couple of shots in. Another body shot. Right hook from each of them to the body. It's hard to follow because there's a lot happening here. I hope I'm doing a decent enough job for you guys. But yeah, a couple of shots coming in. Another up jab, which Campbell's been eating quite a few of them throughout this whole fight. Great shot there from Luke Campbell. Left hook. As they clinch in the center of the ring. Good shot coming in on the inside. Left 3-punch combination, starting with the body and ending to the head from Lomachenko. Left hook and right hook to the body. A left hook to the head from Lomachenko on Campbell. Doubling up on the right hook from Lomachenko on Campbell. He covers it up, but he's now towards the back of the ropes. Campbell's fighting back. A great right hook to the body from Campbell on Lomachenko. Campbell now covers up because he takes a couple of body shots himself. Cracks off 2 jabs to put off Lomachenko as the bell rings. And Lomachenko gets in a right hook just to end the round. Another good round there. Great action so far. Another hard to score round as well. To actions like back and forth. I didn't quite pick up who the referees are and where they're from. I'd imagine because of the belts that are on the line, there'd be a different refs from, America. One from England maybe. Excuse me. Timothy Bradley saying that Campbell truly believes that he can beat Lomachenko. I think Campbell's putting in really good work and he's surprising me. I guess I've underrated him here. He's doing really well. Very proud of Luke so far. I think I again give that to... I don't know. I'm going to go with Lomachenko in that round. Last King of Scotland's got it 4-3 to Loma. Campbell takes the center ring and pushes Lomachenko back. Lomachenko moving towards his left. Out of range. Lomachenko steps in. Less of the change in the levels now as he stands straight. Changes levels now. Steps in a little bit. Dips his right leg low. Now he changes the level again and does a U with his body. Double jab there again. He keeps getting caught with it. Does Luke. Don't think he sees it. Lomachenko again moving around to his left. Campbell just doesn't cut the ring off like Lomachenko does. I just think he can't because Lomachenko's footwork is just ridiculous. Another shot to the body. It's great from Luke. He loves shooting to the body and I think it's a great tactic for this. Gets in a shot in. It's mostly blocked from Lomachenko. Another jab gets through as Lomachenko steps in. Nothing quite happening at the end. They're doing these rangefinder kind of jabs, just pouring things out. It's doing well to put off Lomachenko. Straight jab gets through from Lomachenko on Campbell. Bit of a standoff as the crowd sing one Luke Campbell. Slipping does Lomachenko from Campbell's shots. Shot to the body gets through from Lomachenko and Campbell. Another shot to the body towards the solar plexus. Not a lot of action. It might be both a breather round for the both of them, but the round's in the offing, and this, if someone steps off with a bit of a combination, I think can't quite tell if that got through. They're both trying. I think they're both taking this round off, but it's the round's there for the taking. As Lomachenko puts off a 4-punch combination, Luke Campbell slips in, shoots to the body. A hard jab from Lomachenko and Campbell. Hard left hand from Lomachenko. Sorry, Campbell takes it. It's the overhands that are closing the distance, closing that height distance. As Luke Campbell also is bending his legs as well. Good shot to the body from Luke Campbell. Lomachenko static in the ring and now he moves towards the back of the ropes. Luke Campbell's done well to stop himself from being pushed to the back of the ropes. This is an off round for Vasily Lomachenko, I see here. Definitely taking his breath to catch himself for the championship rounds. I still don't think maybe Luke has won this round. I'm not quite sure. I think the barrage of punches there. Good left hand there actually from Luke. He might have just done it with that last punch. Last couple of punches. I think I'd just about give that to Luke Campbell. Another close round there. An off round for both of them of sorts. They're probably looking to keep their keep the conditioning for the last couple of rounds. Ricardo Shilly says Terence Crawford is pound for pound #1 after seeing this. Last King of Scotland. Crawford's one of my favourite fighters. Can't argue with pound for pound #1. He has a nasty streak that puts him ahead of the rest. Yeah, and the skills go with it as well. Good to see guys in the chat as well, interacting with each other. Great to see. I love seeing that sort of stuff. And talking about boxing, which is what we're here for. If you haven't, while this round is, we're in the intermittent round, while they take a break, smash the like button. Helps me out loads. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram @TakeAims. And subscribe if you're new here. Covering boxing with a fully and entertaining angle. As we move in now to the 10th round. Again, Lomachenko showing different sort of height levels. Pouring out with the jab is Luke Campbell. The referee calls break for Lomachenko. I think maybe some tape, or is it a smudge of the Vaseline or the grease. Too much of it is on Lomachenko's face. They touch gloves and start the round again. Not start the round, but continue the round, sorry. Good jab again, which Lomachenko keeps tagging Campbell with, but he's not looking to hurt him. It's just another jab to put him off. Lomachenko moves around towards the left as he's backed up towards the ropes, but Campbell can't pin him towards the ropes. Hasn't been able to do that for the most part. Luke takes the center of the ring, jabbing. They're both trading jabs. Campbell doing well to try and disrupt him. As first time around, I've seen there that Lomachenko changes the angles with a jab. Does the jab, pivots off of it, but doesn't take advantage by throwing in punches. Campbell shoots a double jab to the head and then ends with the body. Jab to the body gets through. A hook to the body, sorry. Great shot to the body there as Campbell's pinned towards the ropes from Campbell on Lomachenko. Shoots another shot to the body. There's a clinch and Campbell switches it so he's back towards the center of the ring and not caught on the ropes. Good work there. Shot to the body which Lomachenko blocks by covering up. Pouring jabs as well from both of them. Campbell now towards the ropes. He pushes forward, covers up to try and get out of the way of the ropes. Campbell gets towards the center of the ring, tries to shoot a jab which misses. Good shot there, just about smothered, but lands on the chin of Lomachenko, but not with any real effect because it got smothered, unfortunately. But it is a landed shot nonetheless. Shoots a 1-2, but misses as Lomachenko slips. Double jab lands on Luke Campbell from Lomachenko, and a single jab as well. Good barrage of shots which Campbell covers up from. Campbell shoots a right hook which Lomachenko slips under. Campbell's shooting a couple of jabs which Lomachenko covers up on. Lomachenko's pushed him again towards the ropes. Campbell doesn't want to be there. Campbell's reticent of the fact that he is there and he's moving from left to right, trying to change it up to get out from the ropes. It's good work as he gets out from the ropes and then shoots a left hook and clinches. In the clinch, Lomachenko shoots a left hook and they actually exit the clinch. A jab again, one of those jabs that Lomachenko gets caught with again. Good body work there. Lomachenko shoots to the head, which Campbell blocks. Another good body shot from Campbell on Lomachenko. I think this is a Luke Campbell round, barring anything crazy happens here. Bell for that round rings. I think Luke Campbell won that round, just about. So, as we go into these championship rounds, they alluded to it on the ESPN commentary. I'm going to go with a different tact. This is the time for Shane McGuigan to come up with a Teddy Atlas style motivational talk in the corner of Luke Campbell. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Because there could be magic in the air if Luke Campbell wants to step upon it. He's found success to the body. At times, I think he's rocked Lomachenko and had him in a position where he could have capitalized upon, but didn't, because Lomachenko obviously has the skills and ability to get out of that, but he has hurt Lomachenko for my money. And he could step on here a little bit if he's got it in him to take that risk and go for it. For me, he's losing on the scorecards. Let's see what I've got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have it 6 rounds to 4, so winning by 2 rounds is Lomachenko. So there's 2 rounds left, and those rounds are close as well. So Luke Campbell could do something, and there could be an upset on the cards. Shot to the body from Luke Campbell on Lomachenko. He shoots a 1-2, which is blocked by Lomachenko. Another pouring jab. They're blocked and slipped by Lomachenko. 1-2, which is slipped. Pours out the jab. A jab comes over the top of Luke Campbell's jab from Lomachenko, which lands. A shot gets in, a jab, and then a hook to the body from Campbell and Lomachenko as they get to the center of the ring. Lomachenko now looking to put on the pressure as he jabs Luke Campbell towards the ropes.
Campbell has another gear, fellas. And he can't make the concession just to want to go the distance with the great Lomachenko. He has to push past that and make up his mind that I'm going to risk getting knocked out, trying to knock you out. That's a mentality thing.
Great shot to the body. It's covered up, though, from Lomachenko. It's a good idea, though. They have it 2 rounds as well on the ESPN scorecard. Andrew Ward sees it the same way as 2 rounds to Lomachenko. 2 round difference. They see it the same way as me. Campbell towards the ropes again. He doesn't want to be here. He's covering up. He clinches and then puts Lomachenko towards the ropes. Lomachenko slips out the clinch. They're split by the referee. They're a little bit confused. Lomachenko hits a left hook to the body and moves out the way. He's backed up towards the ropes as well as the jab comes through. Pressure's coming on from Chenko to Loma. Great short left hook comes through. Hard shot there. Campbell takes it. Doesn't want to take too many of those, but it's a good eye-catching shot there. Pouring up with the jab as both of them as Campbell goes to the back of the ropes. Gets him with a short shot himself, does Campbell. Campbell covers up and he's back on the ropes now. In a bit of trouble here. Shoots off himself. They're both head-to-head here. A three-punch combination ending the head from Lomachenko. Back to the center of the ring. Luke's in a bit of trouble here. He's down. Luke Campbell is down after, I believe it was a body shot. The body shot did damage. What's the count here? 5, 6, 7. He's all right here. Go on, Luke. Go on, Luke. Last good body shot there, but he's getting peppered too much here. He's covering up. Needs to clinch here. Good body shot again, still from Luke Campbell. Lomachenko's looking to close it, so the clinch is good work here to see it through. Last King of Scotland is probably on his feet, shouting at Lomachenko to close the show, so he can win his 200. They're in the center of the ring. Luke Campbell looks okay. Shoots to the body. Takes another body shot, which hurts him. Covers up, taking shots to the head and the body. 20 seconds left for Luke Campbell to shoots to the body again. He might not see it through. Lomachenko lets him off the hook here. Last King of Scotland must be doing his nut. Yeah. Lomachenko's let him off the hook. There's 1 round left. Good body shot. 1-2 there. It's going to have to happen in the final round. Lomachenko might be happy with just running around in that final round. And to win the round, because he doesn't have to do anything now. He must know he's clearly now won it with that extra knockdown as well. See what you guys are saying in the chat.
Look how Lomachenko put on this attack. Everything down to the body right there. That's where the attack starts. Combinations to the head and also to the body. Campbell felt that. He's in retreat. Lomachenko coming in.
Iconic moments, Sloth. What's up, bro, from Hilmi? What's up, Hilmi? Teddy is all about Teddy with that stuff in the corner. Hilmi Mustafa, there you go. I said your name. Shout us out, Rohan Khan. Good to see you here. Both of you, click the like as it helps me out. Click the like button as it helps me out as well. But yeah, good work from Lomachenko on Luke Campbell as we go into the final round. Last King of Scotland for his bet to come through. £200. Let's see if he gets paid. Hope so for your sake. But there could be a shot. Go on, Luke Campbell. 3 minutes. Is there magic in the air for him? Luke Campbell's got to put in double jab. Pushes Campbell towards the ropes. Campbell's on the back foot, not where he wants to be. Crowd shouting Campbell here. Might give him that extra 1 or 2%. He's done really good here. He's done really well, actually.
That Lomachenko hasn't seen is the uppercut. Sit on that uppercut. And I'm talking about the left uppercut. Catch Lomachenko coming in. He tries it right there. Talking about Campbell.
Nothing too much happening here. Lomachenko must know he doesn't have to take any risks now. It's Luke Campbell that has to take the risks, and he's not doing it. Lomachenko with a right hook. Or a jab. It's a bit confusing with the southpaw stuff, isn't it? So, good check hook there from Luke Campbell and Lomachenko. Good shots to the body as well. He's going to have to go for it here. He's going to have to just engage. Good shots there, body and head. He's backed up to the ropes, so he's on the back foot. Losing a lot of energy and moving and shifting to his right. Lomachenko is just sprite on his feet, not using the energy that Campbell is because he's on the front foot. Good shot to the body from Lomachenko on Campbell. Great shot. It looked a little bit low. Looked low there. Yeah, that was low. Referee tells him to keep it up. Doesn't give him the full 5 minutes that he... Is he giving the 5 minutes? A lot of time being wasted here. Yeah, Lomachenko 20 seconds is gone from that. That Campbell could have capitalized upon. He's got to do something here if he wants to win this. Good shot there. 5-punch combination though from Lomachenko. He's got to go for it. There's 1 minute left. He's going to do something. Good shot to the body. Oh, great shot from Lomachenko. Hard right hand. Luke Campbell's hurt here. He's back to the rope. He's got to throw here as well himself. He wants to do... Campbell's crumbling here. He's about to get stopped. He holds Campbell and wrestles Lomachenko to the ground. Again, Last King of Scotland must be going crazy because Campbell looked like he was down and out there. Bought himself a couple of seconds. He might see this through, but he can't just see this through. He's got to catch Lomachenko with something here. Go on, Campbell. Can you do anything here? 20 seconds.
Loma's gonna try to land something big before this round is over. Final seconds. He comes.
The bell for the 12th round rings. Doesn't quite come through for Last King of Scotland. Feel sorry for you, bro. Unfortunately, it didn't come through for you. However, Luke Campbell is a bum. Last King of Scotland not happy that his 50 quid is his 50 quid bet didn't come through. Sorry for you, pal. But I hope for the 50 quid in return, you're not going to take consolation for it. But it was a good fight. It was a good fight there. Luke Campbell done himself proud. Who knows how? I'd like to know this. Obviously, the scorecards. I think it's elementary at this point. Lomachenko's won that quite clearly. He won the last round as well. He had Lomachenko caught at one point. I don't know if he saw it, which is a shame if he didn't see it, because it looked like Lomachenko was in a bit of a hurt kind of state. But then Lomachenko came back himself. Luke Campbell proved me wrong. I thought this was going to be a blowout, somewhat to the Anthony Crawler sort of style. I'm wrong. I'm really happy to be wrong. Luke Campbell done really well. Showed what he's all about. Showed that he can compete, because that's Lomachenko. And it's not just that, there was a lot of competing and Lomachenko still had him down. Luke Campbell was throwing a lot of jabs and a lot of shots to the body that was putting off Lomachenko from being the Lomachenko that we see before and negating that style. And that's a great way and a great tool, a little bit of a blueprint for other fighters to take into their fights when they fight Lomachenko later on, because those shots to the body stopped him from throwing those combinations, as well as those jabs, those range-finding jabs which weren't looking to land. Again, stopped Lomachenko from coming through and having the offense that he normally has against opponents that he usually faces. So, although Luke Campbell didn't come in through the win, he showed how to stop Lomachenko in a sense from being the Lomachenko that we usually see. Again, unfortunately for him, it's just not enough, which is a shame. But I thought he performed admirably. It wasn't we didn't see the brave Luke Campbell that Adam Smith normally says. I mean, he was brave at points, but he wasn't he did enough to stop himself from being in a position where he looked like he was down and out. The body shot was a hurtful body shot, but it looked like it was enough to recover from it, and he did. It wasn't a devastating one where he's like on his hunched over. Oh, sorry, one here, 1 sec. That's 118-109. Yeah, I didn't hear the other two scorecards because I was waffling on. 118-109 is bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. I have Luke Campbell winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. I didn't hear the other two ones. That's my bad. Because I was waffling on, wasn't I? But yeah, let's see what you guys are saying.
Well, there's the king right now, the pound for pound king, and he was regal tonight. You talk to him.
So, Ricardo Shilly saying it was a good scrap. Last King of Scotland saying it was a good fight, mate. Big respect to Campbell, and he's saying, like I never underestimate a man with something to fight for. Yeah, 100%, yeah. So Luke Campbell done really well. Prove me wrong. Lomachenko,
Nice reception of Luke Campbell. I think Luke
I think
Campbell
Eddie
is
Hearn's
capable of getting
proud of Luke Campbell there. I think everyone in the crowd are proud for Luke Campbell there. Better fight than the fucking last fight. Thank fuck for that. Those first 5 and 6 rounds, I thought Luke Campbell looked pretty good in. He'll be gutted. Every fight will be gutted, won't they? That
tally that up to be 211 to 131 in total connects.
yeah. Obviously, every fight he wanted the win. Winning those 3 bouts would have been like just ridiculous for his career, wouldn't it? Beating someone like Vasily Lomachenko. Lomachenko though, just being. We didn't see the Matrix stuff. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I'll pull it back to what I was saying before with Campbell stopping Lomachenko from being Chenko. We didn't see a lot of the Matrix stuff, which is what I'm trying to say and to illustrate my point of how Luke Campbell was effective in stopping that and getting his own successes in. Just going to listen into the Luke Campbell's interview here. Classy in the. Okay, cool. So Luke Campbell saying tonight was Lomachenko's night, but my time will come. That's good. That's good that he's not disheartened by that, and he shouldn't be disheartened by that. It was a good performance. Yeah, I agree. What was it? I think I had it up until the 8th, with it being 2 rounds in it. Let me have a quick look. I can't remember, it doesn't matter. A lot of love here from the crowd for Lomachenko, which is good. Might mean that we might get some more Lomachenko on these shores. Calling out for the IBF. UK best fans in the world. Cheap pop there. Cheap pop there. We cut to some Ukrainian fans, I think, in the crowd, throwing the crowd. Is he going to box again? Depends on Bob Arum if he fights again. I think they'll wait. There's no need to fight again. Yeah. That's good. I want to hear that. Bob winning over the crowd a little bit there, saying that he can't wait to fight here, and saying the best fans in the world. The Bob father playing the fans like a fiddle. He's probably high off his nut, isn't he, off edibles? Bob shouting out Luke as well. It's great. He's got to, man. He's got to wait for that. He said it's going to be next.
Apologies to Teofimo Lopez. Apologies. Coming to Teofimo Lopez.
And then we're going to fight the best fighters at featherweight, the best fighters at super featherweight, and the best fighters at lightweight. Because there are a lot of good fighters out there. He can make featherweight easily. He can make 130 pounds easily.
Look at Usyk. Did you see that then? Did you guys see that Usyk coming up behind Bob Arum then? That was hilarious. That's what I was saying. Usyk with the sixth sense of humor. Coming up from behind with his crazy eyes. Everyone laughed at that. It's fucking funny, guys, Usyk.
Bob Arum, there's a lot to digest there. But listen, I think the plan is quite clear as to what's going to happen here with Lomachenko. He is going to go after being the undisputed lightweight champion. Once he
Okay, so that closes out. Usyk's fucking hilarious, isn't he? Luke Campbell saving Eddie getting absolutely roasted for the pay-per-view. Yeah, definitely. It was a really good fight. Soviet Union has given us a hiding in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, well, Povetkin also beating fucking Fury. Kovalev, Loma, Povetkin, hell yeah. It's cool. I've got a wee next door. Let's go smash him up even a bit. Alright, take care. Thanks for the stream, mate. Catch you next time. Great to have you here. Last King of Scotland, thank you so much. You've been absolute gem in the chat as well, interacting with you. So good to have you on here. Take care to you too, and I'll see you hopefully on the next stream. It's good to see you on here. So let's just do a little bit of it aftermath and reaction of this fight. Break it down before we head out. Let me know what you guys thought as well if you're still in here of the fight and how you broke it down. But yeah, just to give you a summary of that, I thought that in the first... Sorry, I'm just listening to what they say about... okay. So in the first kind of 5-6 rounds, I thought Luke Campbell did really well. I really liked the work that was... Sorry, there's just an extra bit of an interview. I'm just going to listen to this here. He did make it tough, is what the commentator said. I agree.
He has a good experience, amateur experience. He is very smart and technical fighter.
Genuinely, I don't know if I'm getting carried away with this on the first view, but there are a lot of things that fighters could take from that to negate Lomachenko, because this wasn't the usual Lomachenko, for my money, that we see normally. I'd only seen him throw off the pivot and the matrix stuff, which I find cringy, a couple of times in that fight, unless I missed it myself. Peace. Last King of Scotland hit me up with a wrench. I don't quite know how to do it. What I will do is I'll look at how to do it, and then on the next stream, if we get a few more in here, I'll hit you up with a wrench. Not a problem. That'd be cool to have someone to help me out on that sense. But yeah, once I know how to do that, then on the next stream we'll get that done. That'd be cool. But yeah, let's just gonna listen to this quick interview here.
It was hard for me.
It was hard. You knew that coming into this fight. The road to the unification.
If you're new here, drop me a like as it helps me out loads, and subscribe to the channel. I do these live streams for the big fights and for the other fights as well. Do boxing from a different kind of angle, make it kind of funny and entertaining for you. Got a lot of things coming along the pipeline, a lot more content coming along your way, as well as an interview with someone from the Contender. I can't wait to show you that, and covering the Contender show. Rusty boy, good to see you in here. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Click like and subscribe. We're good to have you in here again. Ross, to answer your question, who won or is it still on? Ross, the winner of it was Vasyl Lomachenko. I'm going to break it down in a minute if you want to stick around for the breakdown before we head out. Up to you. But Lomachenko won. And it was a really good scrap. If you can catch it again on a replay, do, because it was genuinely really good. It went the 12 rounds, went the distance. I didn't hear all the 3 scorecards, but the third scorecard was like 118, 109, which I think wasn't a fair reflection on the fight, in my opinion. In fact, forget this interview. Basically, I'm going to summarize this. I'm quickly summarizing the Fury Povetkin fight. was rubbish. Yeah, with a contender idea. If you haven't checked out the episodes, check out the intro first, then check out the first episode. Second episode has been edited with an interview with someone from the contenders coming soon. The interview's being done on Wednesday, and then it'll be out soon enough as I've edited the whole thing. But yeah, I've got coming up, just covering up some comments that people say, like I do shitboxing fans say, making some skits, making some jokes, making you guys laugh on boxing. And the contender, really love the series. If you watched it back in the day, you'll love it. And if you didn't watch it back in the day, it's a great way to catch up with the series and have a laugh about it. Oh shit, that scared me. That absolutely scared the shite out of me. Rusty Boy just subscribed and hit the lines in the camp sound wave, which actually shut me up. I'm going to watch that back. Thank you for subscribing, Rusty Boy. Welcome to the channel. It's great to have you here. Great to have you here on future live streams as well. Check out some of the funny stuff that I've got on the channel. I think you'll enjoy it. You're a new lion in the camp. Anthony, I didn't quite make it, but you will with us here on the channel. Good to have you here, Rusty Boy. So just to break down that fight quickly, in the first 5 or 6 rounds, Luke Campbell shot out a lot of feinting jabs, which weren't looking to hit Lomachenko. They were looking to put him off shooting. Lomachenko put a lot of angles out there and it changed up his height levels to try and put off Luke Campbell himself as well. However, what Luke Campbell was doing, which was really good, was whenever Lomachenko looked to step in and try and engage with some shots, he would hit to the body. He would hit to the body frequently, often, and whenever Lomachenko looked to step in to put him off that, as well as coupling up with those faking the jab, faking the 1-2, faking it up high, faking it low, faking to go to the body, all those together to put Lomachenko off from being the Lomachenko that we usually do see, and that didn't tell just from the first 6 rounds of the fight, it told through the whole 12 rounds of the fight. Luke Campbell, in spurts, was able to get off success by shooting to the body. He coupled that off from shooting off the body to the head at times, and I forget which round it was. I think it might have been the 5th or the 6th round. He looked like he had Lomachenko rocked from a shot, but he wasn't able to capitalize upon it. And in fact, in that same round, did Lomachenko switch the tables round and then catch Luke Campbell, but Luke Campbell was able to see it through. Lomachenko wasn't able to be the Lomachenko he usually is by shooting, switching and pivoting. In fact, he only did that once, and he was negated by clinches, getting in close. And in fact, actually, he wasn't able to do a lot of the clinch work that he normally does do. Lomachenko then rocked Luke Campbell with a body shot, which came in the later rounds. In the 11th round, it looked like Luke Campbell would end up getting out there, but Luke Campbell was able to survive that. Being in dire straits, Lomachenko wasn't able to capitalize upon it, and in the end, he saw it through. Luke Campbell lost on points, but did really well. He said he'd be back, and he will be back. It's Lomachenko's time. It's not Luke Campbell's time at the moment, is what Luke Campbell said. Put in a great performance for my money. Totally proved me wrong. I thought it'd be a blowout. People who probably know a bit more than me said it would go rounds. Steve Welling said it would go rounds, and it did go rounds. I thought Luke Campbell did do well. Didn't quite have enough, but was able to do a lot of things that people will be able to take in further fights to put off Lomachenko and use those to then add to their camp and for what they do to then have that success. But for me, Luke Campbell did have a lot of success, just not enough, obviously, to win the fight. And Lomachenko showed his class, shot to the body himself quite a lot, head, body, head, changing the height, dipping down low, slipping a lot of shots as well. It was the body shots that, even though Luke Campbell was having success with his, Vasyl Lomachenko showed a lot more. And in the end, they told. I had it close. Andrew Ward had it close, had it 2 rounds in favor of Lomachenko in around the 8th. And then Lomachenko just closed the show in those championship rounds. And yeah, just showed everyone what he's all about. And he's claimed the WBC belt. Finally, I'm about to close here. I'll just because I hodgepodged it the last time round. If you're new here, click the like button. It helps me out loads with the channel. And subscribe to the channel. So I've got a lot more boxing content coming your way. I cover boxing from a funny angle. I make you laugh. I try to entertain you with throwing in memes and jokes. I'm doing shit boxing fans say, taking boxing comments of people, making jokes around them, making you laugh. I'm doing the contender division. If you watch the intro's in my description down below. It's 3 minutes long. It will guarantee make you laugh. It's about the contender show back in the day, the first season. We look back on it, throw in some jokes, throw in some memes, and then we look at a deep dive of the contenders once they exited the show, how they went on after the show. The first episode is also in the description as well as the 2 episodes of the Shitboxing Fan Say. The first one is AJ versus Ruiz being... I'm just going to slow myself down. The first one being AJ Ruiz and how people thought he was cloned. The second one being Dubois Gorman and Manny Pacquiao Keith Thurman. And then as well, Contender Division episode 2 is being edited. It's shot. All the footage is there. Just at the moment, what I'm doing is I've got an interview lined up with someone from the Contender. I'm going to put that in with the video, and I'm just going to shorten it down to around 10 minutes. So it's a lot more watchable. You'll understand why I've taken quite a while to put out the Contender episode 2 because of the person that's coming on. And once that's done, I'll put the video out and I'll put out the unedited version of the interview. And a lot more is coming through as well. I'll probably do another episode of Shitboxing Fan Say to cover Kovalev versus Yard, Fury versus Povetkin, that was a shit show, and this one, Lomachenko versus Campbell. And I'm excited to say that there's a couple of irons are in the fire for a couple of new things to happen on this channel. It's been speaking to some editors, talking about getting a new camera and getting out in the field as well in terms of shooting different sort of shots outside in the public, and some other irons in the fire as well. We'll see what happens with that. It's exciting times. Can't wait in a few weeks to pass and to see how that develops for this channel. It'll be good to have you here if you're not already here. If you are here, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to everyone that's joined, interactive, subscribed and liked. Honestly, it helps me out so much. Let me know in the chat if you're here and I'll shout you out a goodbye. But to everyone who's joined, it's been a great night. The last fight just pulled it back because it was a great fight. It hasn't been a great night. Actually, I'll take that back. Fury Povetkin was rubbish. Buatsi was a little bit disappointing. Shafiq versus James Tennyson. Watch that back. 2 rounds only. The knockout is brutal. But once again, thank you so much for joining me on the live stream. This has been Lomachenko versus Campbell, Povetkin versus Fury as well. Let's end it on Lomachenko versus Campbell. This has been your cornerman, Take Ames. I'll see you on the next live stream, on my next video, and on Fight Night. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure interacting with you guys in the chat. Thank you so much.